Oh, Jesus. Fucking Kavanaugh. This is Kavanaugh. This is all his fault. I feel like the reason this entire thing doesn't work is because of Brett Kavanaugh. Nobody else. I'm not blaming anybody else. Let's see which one. Is this even a thing? Is this even a thing now? Does it work? Sibilance.
Sibilance. Sibilance.
Oh, fuck yeah, that works. This is Brett Kavanaugh's fault. Entirely Brett Kavanaugh's fault. Nobody else's fault, honestly. You want to blame the white man? You know who I'm blaming? I'm blaming the whitest man. That's who I'm blaming for this not working.
Sibilance. Oh, fuck yeah.
What is this? Is this even working? Oh yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things not working at all. That's the heat of YouTube here and Comcast and the combination. You know what? You know who I'm blaming? It's also not only Brett Kavanaugh. I'm also blaming Sotomayor. I'm also blaming Sotomayor. Whatever she does, I'm blaming her because she's definitely to do with my fucking internet being absolute garbage. You just bought BTB behind the back. I hope you enjoy it, man. Boy, it seems like some people have found a secret code to get a fat discount. I wonder how you got that. Um, uh, maybe, maybe it's because you looked at postings that I made as opposed to other people that don't, so you got a hot little discount there. I still don't understand why this is not even, because I don't see much on my side here, which tells me that there's a fat issue here on the streaming side of things. But you know what? You know what? That's what life's about. Life isn't about how many times you fall down. That's what Rocky said, right? Life is about how many times you get up. Uh, and sometimes you just want to die a little bit inside. Does it look fine? Does it really? I can't see much from my end. So as long as it looks fine, I'm trusting you here. My virginity is solid. It's solid. It's as solid as anything. Definitely more solid than this internet. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that fucking much. Definitely more solid than this fucking internet. But you know what? I'm just gonna make a nice little phone conversation to Comcast tomorrow. And I'm gonna say, hey guys, why are you shitting in my mouth every month? Why are you guys taking a nice big old poop in my mouth every month? Because it seems like that's what I pay you guys to do. Instead of giving me internet service, you guys essentially poop inside of my mouth and I take it. But you know what? I'm gonna chew it and I'm gonna spit it right back in them. Unfortunately, they're close, so I really can't do much. But if you say it looks good, I mean, I can't see anything, so I'm gonna have to take your word for it. I'm gonna have to take your word for it. It says, "God, I wish you would poop in my mouth." So there's a couple. I wanted to do a couple things on the actual comp. I wanted to do a couple different things, but unfortunately, it's not gonna let me. I want to have a little bit of a call-in stream. That's number one. I wanted to have a little bit of a kind of a preview as to the upcoming videos and all that. But instead, I have to resort to this plebeian ancient technology that is yeah, this old phone with the microphone not working. This is at least there's a wide angle, so that's at least something that's beneficial. But I'm still trying to see what it is that's going on in the back end here. That's not letting me. That's not letting me do shit. Boy, am I gonna have to do this the getaway? Is this gonna have to happen to get away here? Is there a way that I could connect? No, there isn't. What a fun time. So I guess it's gonna be a grown man shuffles deck stream. That's kind of a heated one. It says, I like guys. What? My mom's a girl. Your mom's. That's a good transitive property. That's good use of transitive property. You know, these are these cards, right? The gold seal ones. I'm not sure what the big difference is, right? I'm not sure what the big difference is. Hype for it. BTB, cool tricks for sure. Playing on people's belief of having choice sounds like a great effect. Yeah, it's a lot of tricks that essentially just require the spectator just, you know, holding onto the deck, putting it under the table. I'm very proud of it now. I'm actually in the process of migrating from that website. So the reason I have a fat discount is not going to affect anything on your end or the consumer's end, but it's going to affect just the ease for me to upload new projects and stuff. So I'm working on stuff to change the back end of stuff. That's going to be a future update. But I hope you enjoy Behind the Back, man. It's definitely one of my favorites. Vogue was also another one. I was just looking through the stuff now. Have I tried ripping from Jeremy Griffith? No, my virginity level is too low for that. My virginity level is too low. But it says these are traditionally cut, and these actually fare very well, better than traditional bikes, but that's about it. I don't know if that's the big difference between these and the other regular bikes, right? See the DMC, like, damn, boy. Look at you peeping on that. How do you even... You're on that peripheral vision, son. I have a couple decks here. I have a couple different decks here. I guess I'll take them out. These are great, man. I haven't really changed any opinion. I'm still gonna pending giving one away. That I should update that either Saturday or Sunday. We'll see when I make that update video. Because I am giving one of these away. If you guys saw the review video, but man, they're fucking great, dude. They are great. I tried to join, but it said it got taken down for some reason. Yeah, well, now guess what? I have to stream here, boy. I have to stream on this tip because apparently that's how YouTube works. But these are, yeah, these are the DMC Elites, the green ones. Again, I'm giving one away if you guys haven't checked out that video. They're probably one of my favorites just in terms of the way they feel. And the markings are obvious, man. There you go. You can kind of see that one. 4 spades, right? 5 of clubs. The only problem is the price, Magic Man. Honestly, the only problem is the price. Because, for example, let me see if I even have them here. I don't know if these are marked. No, they're not. But Penguin makes these that are marked, and they sell them for about $5. That's probably the best marked deck you could buy, just in terms of the value, because you're getting it's $5 and you're getting a marked deck that's pretty much in the same sort of finish that you would expect from any other premium deck, and they're only $5, so I would say that is definitely the better overall value. But these, you could read these from, you know, I'm gonna do a little bit of a test here. Let's see. I'm gonna hold this one up. Let's see if somebody can tell me which one this is. If I hold it up here, let's see if somebody can tell me which one this is. You could see it like so clearly, and now they've added some. 8 of hearts, got him. Yeah, this one you could just see it too. Funny enough, cut to the other one. Look at that heat, boy. How about this one? Let's see. Let's see who gets this bizacch. I'm holding it on for way too long, but 8 of diamonds. Yeah, got him. Got him. Yeah, they're so easy to read. They're really so fucking easy to read. That's what I like. You could just have them on the table, and you can know instantly what the cards are. And even when you spread them, it looks like a deck. That's funny. Even when you spread them, they're very easy to read. Just based on just a glance. You don't need to stare at it. So I have to say this is one of my favorites in terms of just being able to look at it, but it is very, very expensive. Luckily, through the grace of having a channel, I was sent them by Phil Smith. Phil Smith is the guy who designed them. You can see it here. It says designed by Philip Smith. It can't fucking focus. But I was, you know, again, blessed that he sent these puppies out. And I am giving one away if you guys haven't seen that hot video. I also had another hot video comparing these two decks. Right? Comparing a $4 deck to a $5 deck. People were asking about it. They were saying, hey, Pigcake, when are you going to review a cheap deck and compare it to a more expensive deck? And I did. I compared a very cheap deck to an otherwise expensive deck. And you know what? I think people enjoyed that review, and it benefited them. right? I think it benefited uh, those people. So I have to say I did my due diligence. I did my due diligence, son. But as far as these, I have to say this is probably my first deck. My first deck of cards was a Hoyle deck, and then very soon after I did get a Tally Ho deck, but I got the fan back. I got the fan tip. You can. It's nighttime. It's nighttime here too. So I'm fucking. You gotta use your. You gotta. Yeah, I use different cards by the way. You gotta use your magic skills to ward off those would-be assailants. You throw your cards at them and hopefully nick them in the neck, and then they just start bleeding out. So yeah, but I use different ones. I use different ones, believe it or not. I have a whole deck of just cards that say all these facts. Honestly, your facts. What's your most expensive deck? I don't have any. I don't know if there are any that people have sent that are like collectors. I don't know if I don't have one on purpose. I don't have an expensive deck on purpose. So if somebody sent me a deck that's like a collector's deck that's very expensive, I wouldn't know. I was thinking of even doing some sort of Excel sheet with all my decks. But I would probably say it is just one of the marked decks. I know I have a very expensive deck of marked cards. I think it's called the Gambler's Mark deck. That one's like 30 to 40 bucks. But that might be it. I'm not a fan of the fuckboy ones. You know what I'm talking about? The fuckboy cards. The Fontaines, right? I see a lot of people flexing those. The Anyone cards with people that spend $30 for one deck of ordinary playing cards. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not gonna buy into that card hype. I have about 700. I'm a big loser. Is that what you're talking? Are you talking about decks? Because yeah, I think that's the decks also weigh into the your virginity level. Mine is I'm a good level 13. I'm a good level 17 of virginity magic virginity. So that's also taken in consideration by my decks, by the amount of decks that I have. So I would say good level 17. It's a formula. Do you like the verts though? I do like the verts. They're pretty hot. They're pretty hot, I gotta say. I thought they were all hype, and then I felt it. I felt the deck, and it was very, very thin compared to anything that I've ever felt. And I kind of got into the hype. Luckily, I acquired my deck from someone. Imagine using holy shit, Comcast as your service provider. As your service provider, right? You would think, and you know what the worst part is? This is the fucking living room. This is the living room, and I have my little office set up over there where I edit and I grind up on those videos. And guess what? It's connected directly to the modem. So the Ethernet's correct, so I could connect, and then still the internet's garbage. So I need to figure out what the hell is going on with them, because guess who's paying entirely way too much and getting nothing back in terms of internet. Will you go back to teaching or full on YouTuber? I gotta say, man, I really loved it, and I do miss it a lot. The circumstance was very, very shitty, but I technically am still teaching, just at a wider scale and a different sort of thing. If I had the opportunity, I probably would go back, just because it was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy that interaction, but just a shame, man. Honestly, it's a shame on the whole circumstance there, but. I am, I guess, happier to say that I'm more independent in this sense. So that's always a good thing. And I'd rather have that and rather have the only stress on me be dependent on my hard work as opposed to me trying to appease somebody else. So I rather, not, for example, make as much and work for myself than have to appease and acquiesce to somebody else's demands that are sometimes what's the word, retarded. And I rather kind of take a massive pay cut and try to make it work by myself. So that's those are unfortunately the downsides of doing what I do. But it's a very competitive field, and I'm definitely willing and putting the fucking work in it. So hopefully it's just a matter of doing it up, working it up, grinding it up, as those entrepreneurs like to say. Pig Latin. Is that a pun? Is that a pig pun? Is this really what I decided to turn on the stream even though I was having massive internet problems, just to see these disgusting puns. I don't. Okay, let me see this. Sure, the broken stream sends out a notification, but the new one does not. Yeah, you know what would be intelligent of me? If I had a modicum of sense when it comes to social media, and I should maybe put it out on Twitter, right? Maybe I should put it out on Twitter that your boy's live streaming, right? Which is exactly what I'm about to do right now. Hit me. Let me put this here. Hit me up on the stream. I wanted to do a call-in stream, but unfortunately, it seems like Comcast enjoys taking my money and then not giving me what they promise. So it's like it's what's it, rape? Is that am I getting molested by Comcast? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because I had a previous stream that I was trying to do. I wanted to do a little bit of a call-in. Favorite deck right now are the Hanamis. Have I tried those? No, I really want to get my hand on one. I just didn't get the opportunity to order one up. But those look amazing, man. Those definitely look amazing. You know what? Me too, Comcast. Hashtag me too. Can we get a trend? How many people are on stream? 16, 19. Can we get a trend here? On something trending on Comcast saying, "Hey, dude, you need to figure this shit out." Maybe I'm getting DOSed by all the cardisters. Is that what it is? Am I getting DD direct whatever by cardisters? They're upset at that video that I put up with that cut. This one. I'm sorry. This is an awful angle, by the way, but is that what it is? Are they upset that I make fun of them? And then they DDoS me because they're losers. I think it might be the cardisters. I'm going to blame the cardisters. I feel like they're the reason why my internet's garbage. They launched their first attack. It's probably true, man. You know, I've been trying to do some stuff today. My internet's been wonky. I reset it. I did the good old Best Buy. I took it off, took it in, and nothing. Nothing. So maybe, just maybe, it's the cardisters finally getting their revenge. Finally take one out on Pigcake. This is another deck that I have nearby. Blame Ramsey? Yeah, you know what? It's probably might be the Rammy because of the first cards, man. I mean, not the first. The let me see if I even have them. Where are they? Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's definitely a result of me using these in that video. I mean, they're playing cards, right? Come on, man. You cardisters. Is that what you guys are doing? You guys are attacking me based on my your card shaming me. You guys are card shaming me, man. I don't like that shit. I don't like that. Here I am trying to put entertaining content for the masses, and people are card shaming me. Some of the comments said, "Hey, this would be a great video if it wasn't for the garbage deck." Right? Come on, man. What are y'all doing to me, dude? What are y'all doing to me? You guys think that this is a joke? This isn't a joke. Cardistry is a joke. All right. Cardisters wouldn't find their own ass with two hands, a map, and a GPS. That's because they have no ass. They don't squat. They don't do squats or any sort of physical activity. The only ass they have is the ass they're relegated to. Murphy's Magic trying to stir up unneeded drama. Pretty much reading their IG. Yeah, I was reading through it. I was having a good time reading through it just because I like trolls, man. I'm a fan of trolls. And they're trolling. They're really, really trolling. And yeah, I did see the Wendy's comment, which was, funny. Because, Ramsey has every right to just poke at them. But I do like the trolling aspect of what they're doing. I feel like they're triggering a lot of people, and that's always fun. But that's just me, man. I'm a fan of shit posting, and when a company's shit posting, that just adds to it. That adds to the overall aesthetic. Do you use loops? I feel like it's too much effort just to make people say it's just a string. Well, I think if you're getting people to say it's just a string, maybe you're doing it wrong. Maybe you're doing it wrong. One thing I didn't like is that they're designed so you could put them around your wrist, right? And then I've said this before, but then you put them around your wrist, and in about 2 hours, you have a nice little bit of a bonus trick when you do when you extend the loop. You have a bonus trick with the flying lint, with the floating lint. You just do the thing, and then there's lint fucking floating. So it's a nice little bit of a bonus that's unexpected. They don't announce it on the whatever projects they sell it with, but after 2 hours, you always get that magical floating lint trick that people seem to enjoy. They're like, hey, that's a nice card that's floating in the sky. Why is there a piece of dandruff floating near the card? Oh, that's the string. Good try though. Good try, Magic Boy. You should go back to shuffling. You should go back to shuffling. I got one of these recently. These boys, look at this. Hey, boy. I like these. They kind of have a little bit of a tip there. Do you know any forces that get you a double lift at the end? Yeah, one of these. Look at this. You see this? There you go. Yeah, I like that. That's a way of getting a nice little double with a force, right? Just have somebody pick a card. You say, hey, are you sure that that's the card you want? All right, remember, please. I'm going to take it back and put it in the middle, right? Funny enough, years and years and years and years ago, one of my first things that I made up was awful. It was an awful little thing, but it was a double lift from the deck. So it was a force that you would do this and end up with a double. See that? It's an awful thing, and I'm sure there's a way to work it, but it's a force of the bottom card, and you get that card in a double lift position. So it's the 6, right? And then you could take that card, put it in the middle, and it's of course on top. So this is one of the first things I came up with independently, and I remember I was so proud of this. And then I thought of 2 ways of doing it: from the top, like that, or doing it from the bottom here, where it's pretty much self-explanatory. I'm taking both the bottom and the card that's out-jogged. I never did anything with it, ever, but that's, one of the first things. I remember seeing it in one of my notebooks, and I proudly wrote it like, double lift force, spread double lift force, or whatever it was. And I was very, very proud of it. That was probably the first year that I did Magic. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. There's something missing. I feel like there's definitely something that you could do to it to make it better, but I never really worked on it apart from just the initial thing. I'm working with a force with the card second from the bottom, but I'm getting a square. That's kind of a good aesthetic, right? Let me try to think of one. There is that force that I put in the channel, which is one of my favorite forces. I did come up with this motherfucker, but I put this on the channel. Probably I think it's the 5th tutorial I ever did. But this one is just this idea that you tell the spectator. So the force card is going to be this one, right? And then you have the spectator touch one of these. They touch, let's say they touch that one. You go, are you sure you don't want to change your mind to any one of these? All right, take a look at your card. Don't forget it. And guess what? The card is forced and controlled. So that's something that I remember I was very, very proud of. But yeah, it's just based on just this idea that you displace this card, right? By just putting it where the break is. You displace it. You say, are you sure you don't want any of these? All right, just take a look. Remember that card. And that's pretty much it. I did an entire video of it. This is just kind of doing it a disservice, but it's definitely one of my favorite ones. This one is, again, I feel like there's something there. There really is something there, but I just need to work on it. Thoughts on Franco becoming a model? Is that a thing? Is he really? He has a chin for it, I'll tell you that much. He has a model face. Who shouldn't be a model? Jabrizi, because he's African. That was too much. Jabrizi, because he looks like Yu-Gi-Oh. He looks like Yu-Gi-Oh. He has the Yu-Gi-Oh haircut. 21 people on stream putting 2 likes. Yeah, what is this, dude? What is that ratio? Let me get that number up. Let me get that number up, boy. Let me get that number up, man. What is that? 7? That's what I'm talking about. That's more of a ratio. Now it's just by 3. So 8? What? What's going on here, man? Is this a like train? Is this a like train? But yeah, there's a bunch of good forces out there, man. I just like thinking of different ways to approach things. My favorite one by far is the Gary Roulette one. These cards are, by the way, I've used the shit out of these, so you could just ignore the fact that they look awful. But you're welcome, thank you. But yeah, but my favorite is the Gary Roulette Touch Force, man. That one is definitely the best one because all that it requires is to break right below the card that you want to force. Let's say you want to force that one. You spread and have them touch whichever card they want. You out jog it, and you're just going to square the card up as you lift up at the break and show that to them. So that's pretty much done in one action where you square up the cards and show it to them. And the impression that you're trying to give is that you scored this card in the deck and that's the card you showed them. But really, you're lifting up at a break that you've created for yourself, and the illusion from the front is perfect. So if you square up the deck and show and lift up at your break, the illusion is very, very convincing that that's the exact card that you showed them. It's one of my favorite forces. Gary Roulette, R.I.P. I believe he died in '99. He was the Canadian fellow, the third Canadian fellow in the reference tapes that Divern came up with. And he also came up with a bunch of stuff. Dream of Aces, that's Gary Roulette's. I know that David Copperfield did that in one of his specials. The one where he got all the vagina. You see what I did there? That's every special. Every special this guy gets vagina. It's from my hometown, Waukegan. Waukegan sounds like he ran for vice president under... Is Comcast fucking me without consent again? I hope not. It looks fine from my end. God damn it. That sounds like somebody that ran with... It sounds like it's someone that ran with Nixon. Sounds like somebody that ran with Nixon. Reminds me of Dukakis for some odd reason. What? How do you say that? Waukegan. Waukegan. I did vote. Yeah, I did vote. That was on a meme. If you follow me on Instagram, you would know I voted. If you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you would know that I did my due diligence and I did vote. For what? I'm not gonna say. But Waukegan. Okay, is that how you do it? Because you have John Lee saying we hawkin', and then we have Hammer 1990-41 saying Waukegan. That's what's up. You could put the force card on the back and do a swing cut to get into that Gary R. For a second, I thought you were gonna say Gary V, and I was gonna be very disappointed because you don't seem like the type to get invested in all that, Gary V BS. God, I have to say there was a phase where in my the other Instagram, the real one, I saw a bunch of people in my circle posting, them holding a Gary V book as if that made a difference, and I just laugh, I just laugh about that. What do you mean? Okay, so hold up, you could put the force card in the back and then do a swing cut to get into that. I don't know what you mean. Meat? I don't know what you mean, meat. Is there any significance that V-ring that you wear? I see other magicians wear that. Do they? I thought I was the first one to wear it. Shucks. Shuckles, man. I thought I was starting a generation here of odd rings and knickknacks. I'm glad that, by the way, if anybody ever sees me, even without the rings, you could completely tell it's me, just based on the tan lines. You seem like the type of person to speak Spanish. No, that's not. I don't speak Spanish. That's racist, man. Speaking another language other than English. That's racist, considering I'm from probably one of the most Spanish-speaking places in the United States. And the likelihood of me speaking Spanish is 90%, 99%, 100%. The likelihood of I speak Spanish. Like the slow build up there. Jared MC, where'd you get the ring? That's a secret. That's an ancient Chinese secret. Let's see how many people do we have looking at this from China. You do have the accent though, do I? I think literally gives me away. Whenever I say literally. Somebody, I messaged somebody on Patreon today, and they responded, saying that how I sound very similar to the gentleman Wake, And if I was gentleman wake, and I'm not. I wish I was that handsome. Unfortunately, I'm not as dapper. You say China? That's racist to mother. That's an attempt at a dank meme if I've ever heard one. What is this here? It says, in your experience, the majority of Cubans in Florida do not speak Spanish. That's what you said, John Lee. That's fucked up and racist too, man. What is that? What are you, Puerto Rican? You're a Puerto Rican individual. You got the inverse flag of the Cubans. You got a red. You got, sorry, a blue on red as opposed to red on blue. Is that what you got? Gentleman awake. It's too tall. Hammer, see my latest vlog. God damn it. God damn it, Butcher. What's wrong with you, man? You're Korean. I do sound like the gentleman wake. Yeah, that's kind of a giveaway there. Kind of a giveaway. Sounding a little bit too much, literally. Let me see, what line does Gentleman Wake say? He says something like, and the cards were designed by Philip Smith of Ohio. The greenback, fuck, I'm trying to do like the greenback reminds me of childhood when I used to pick sour apples from my grandmother's apple orchard. That's me trying to do a Gentleman Wake. It doesn't work. The truth is devastating. I like eating the cat. That's great. That's my first. I used to pick cotton. God damn it, dankest kid on the block. You can't just be dropping those memes. You could drop those on Pigcake Plus. You can't drop those here, man. You can't drop those here. If you drop those here, then you get Pigcake banned, and that's my my cold turkey. That's my meat and potatoes. Is that what it is? Short hop fast fall says, gotta run peace, man. Hey, man, you take care. You take care. Do a color change from this angle. Let me see if I could do a nice little bit of a color change. You tell me how it looks like from this angle. All right, I'm gonna change this 7. Here we go. You see how, is that good? Does it look good from this angle? That color, does it look good from that angle? Does it I don't think it looks good. What color changes look good from this angle? I think it's this one. This one, right? That one kind of looks good from this angle. Obviously the standard right there looks good. What else? What else? Man, I don't know many color changes that look good from this angle. This one, I guess. I could do this one. Maybe with these cards. It looks bad, right? That's kind of, you could do that from that angle. That looks good. Right? That's kind of heat. You could do a throwback TBT to my Instagram video. Let's see if I could do this. Let's see if I could do this. I could do this. Stop. I could do this. Oh shit. This is gonna be harder than I. Oh look, it's a 2 and a 10, but it says go outside. It says go outside. You need to, that's the meme there. How funny. This is a throwback to you guys that got behind the back. See, I'm using the same cards here. You stole David Blaine's color change. It's Mark D'Souza's. The shapeshifter is Mark D'Souza's. And funny enough, I think the way it was based on someone else's color change that was done from this position. So imagine the spectators are over there. It was done from this position. According to that VHS that I got years and years ago, if I do remember correctly, but it was done so the spectator looks at the card, you flick it this way, and then it changes. That was the way the original guy wrote it up, and I think Mark changed it to that perspective, where it looks like that. I'm not a fan of that. I'm really not a fan of that color change. Anytime I've done it, I feel like it's too obvious. I feel like dirty every time I've done that. I do like the shake one though. I really do like the shake one. I feel like there's a lot to that. That's definitely one of my favorite ones. It looked better on Insta. Yeah, of course. I don't think Insta was from this angle. Could you imagine if the video was from this angle? It would look like garbage. It would look like garbage. It's a great color change, but it shouldn't be done on video. You are 100% right. I think you are 100% right. And even in person, I've seen people kind of do this weird thing where they hold it. You know, they hold it there for too long. and it's kind of obvious what's going on at that point, you know. Can I do the duck change? I don't even know what that is. Oh, the one where it's like this, that one. I can't do that. I can't do that. I could try. I could fucking try. Yeah, no. That's one of the ones that I get sometimes, but then did I do it there? Yeah, no. No, that's level 28 virginity. I'm level 17. That's level I'm 17, so I need to work on my virginity score. So let me see if I could bring that up. Let me see if I could bring up my virginity score. Okay, I think that's a good one. Nope, I'm lowering it. The more you drop the cards, the more oh, there was something I was trying to show you something. There was something. The cut I was working on. I was working on something like this. One of these actions. I was working on that the other day. I don't know. Too much cardistry. Are you going back to the classic black tape? You know, it's funny enough that you mentioned that. I was going through my old videos, and I have probably more than 200 videos that I haven't uploaded on the channel that I just recorded, and I don't think I'm gonna upload most of them. I don't think I'm gonna upload most of them. So they're just gonna be there. And I was looking through, and there's some that are gold that I will upload some. I'm not gonna upload all of them, but as far as that, there are a couple that I was looking at that are that classic black table sort of shot. I mean, maybe throughout the couple couple weeks, I might upload them. Maybe in December, I might just have a week where I upload every day, and I'll upload old stuff from the vaults. But I do have a lot of old stuff that I haven't uploaded. I just quality stuff. I'm not like a fan of the audio and some things, so I should just upload them and not care. Butcher says, I see you. God damn it, Butcher. How you doing, man? I sent you a nice little message, and then you actually got me to laugh out loud. You have missed the white table with cheap flash paper burns. That's fucking funny. And I don't think I ever released that video on flash paper. Funny enough, now I ruined the table, and I never put up that video comparing the cheap flash paper. But Butcher, you made me laugh out loud because you said, you know, I made some sort of stupid joke, and then you said, yeah, you looked really upset, and you got me. You got me. I lolled. I spilled a little bit of my Kool-Aid. Do you have any projects in the works? Yeah, I have a lot of shit that I'm working on currently, and you know, it's just trying to. I think the hardest part of the projects is to get people. Like, I really want to have performances, you know, where I actually do it for people, and that's kind of one of the harder parts of doing it. And then just putting together so people would enjoy it. But I am working on a couple different things now. One for this month, and then a big one, a really, really big one that I'm working with somebody else for December. We'll see how that one goes. So about the deck that was going to be revealed. Yeah, man. Things get pushed back, man. Unfortunately, some things have happened. Some things have happened that kind of pushed that back beyond my control. But we'll see if I could get that back grinded up. Funny enough, it's a long way through. You know, it's a long way through. You know, like there's not a lot left in terms of producing a deck. But are you ever going to do the giveaway? Yeah, I was going to probably announce it on Saturday or Sunday. I know that I kept pushing it, but I wanted to either do it in a video or maybe just to do it on Instagram and then put a YouTube post. But I'm probably going to end up doing it on Saturday or Sunday. We'll see. It's for one of these. It's sealed. It's not this one. This one, obviously, I've done it. It's actually this one. There you go. This deck right here. That's the sealed one that I'm giving away. So unless you want this one. Unless you want the one that I've touched. Understood. Who was in the A-can with you? The spectator reminded me of a disgruntled ex-girlfriend. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Wasn't disgruntled. At the time. Disgruntled now, for sure. 100%. But unfortunately, you're accurate. Let's see. I like how you are sarcastic when it comes to teaching trick. You're serious and really love it. Well, I do think that there is a there. I mean, and somebody mentioned this on Patreon too. That in the videos on Patreon, I'm way serious, and then on YouTube, I make dick jokes and I talk about vaginas. And speaking of black people, I talk about black people. Stefan. So yeah, so I just like that difference. You know, I kind of David Williamson said it best. You know, you could do clown magic, but you have to be serious about it. You know, you could be a clown, but you got to be serious when it comes to the chops. So I guess it's the same with me that I enjoy a good dick joke. You know, I'll drop some jokes, some hot memes on the channel. But when it comes to the actual magic portion, I do want that to be, you know, serious, and at least people to understand that they're supposed to take it seriously, because, you know, magic is a performance art and you see it done awfully way too much. So the point is to try to hopefully inspire motherfuckers to you know, be serious. Roast me, says Fafaso Gamer. Roast me. All right, let's look through your channel here. Go to channel. I'm gonna see if I can roast you here. End of the world, Android gameplay. Jesus. Yeah, right. I've been getting so many hairs on this mat. So let's see. End of the world, Android gameplay. Let's see what's going on here. Let me check my battery, man. My battery's at 61%. That's good. So I'm gonna do this until my battery dies, or until I probably get convinced to connect my charger. So it's you playing a game here. It's you playing a game. There's no audio in the video. There's no audio whatsoever. And yeah, man, I gotta say, there's no audio. You're playing an Android game here. I really can't roast you based on this, man. Had you had a video where you're talking about, like, I don't know, but why? Okay, so here, explain this to me. Here, your channel's name is Fafaso Gamer, but you got one video, one gaming video. I mean, technically that makes you a gamer, right? And you said here, hey guys, this is my YouTube channel. Android gameplays, walkthroughs, funny moments, and stuff like that. And that's plural. That's all plural. And here you have a single video. A single lonely video from 2 years ago. I don't have much to roast. But I'm sure you're a wonderful individual. Right? I don't want to have to roast you. I'm sure you're a lovely individual. I don't have to validate your existence by roasting you. But I wish that there was more content there that I can make fun of, but I can't make fun of that. Do you like socks on? I don't. I don't like socks on. As a matter of fact, right now I'm not wearing socks. And I stepped on glass the other day. It was a friend of mine that was over at the house, and he had dropped a bottle of thank you so much, I love you, that's funny. I dropped a bottle of an alcoholic beverage on the floor, and he assured me, he said, hey Piggy, there's no little shards of glass. I cleaned everything up. And the next day I wake up, you know, I make my morning Joe, the one that I can't fucking do the day without. And then I step on a shard, and then the worst part is that I step on the shard, and then I think that it's just like dust. So I scrape it on my other foot. So now I have a fucking shard of glass in one foot. And then in the left foot, I have just a line of a cut where I scraped it on that foot. And it's just blood everywhere. It's great. And then I cleaned that up. Everything was fine. And then I stepped on another shard. And the worst part about stepping on that shard is that it's still my foot. I can't get it out. I've tried really hard, but it's in there. And I can't get it out. I want to personally decimate that individual, but he apologized. So thick cake. Am I don't know, I'm not thick. I mean, you could kind of see by the videos. On break, how are ya? Hope all is well. Good to see you, Cal. Good to see you here, man. I got your email. I gotta hit up the post office, but I'm definitely looking forward to that package, which is definitely going to lead me to probably a lot of aggravation, as you can see by the history on the channel. Whenever I do puzzles, they're not great. My reasonable skills in terms of puzzle solving and logical thinking is pretty much that of a tree monkey sucking on a nipple. But John Lee says, thanks, Pigcake. Have a good night, everyone. You have a fantastic night, John Lee. But hold up. Somebody says here to roast them. Go to channel. This is what I have to do. I have to roast you. based on your channel. So let's go to your about page. One thing that I like doing when it comes to somebody that says, hey, roast me, or hey, say something funny about me that's derogatory, is I look at the channels that they're subscribed to, because usually that tells me a lot about the individual. You know, if they're subscribed to like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, if they're subscribed to people like that, then usually that indicates to good old Piggy here that they're a certain age, which is easier to roast than other ages. Here, you don't have any channels that are, you don't have any channels, but you do have some videos. One that says about us, and it's 57 seconds, so let me go watch that. John H. John Taylor, based on that picture, I'm going to say you are a 19-year-old, that got a different profile picture. That's what I'm going to say. That's a that's a mask. That's funny. So wait, hold up. Am I supposed to generally guess your age, because I can't see your profile picture there, man. I can't really take a guess, and I can't see it other than the fact that you look like you know, you do have a regular name, you know, on it on your YouTube channel, which is something that a lot of people don't have. You can look who I'm sub to. I'll do that. I'll do that. Let me see. Let me do that. I do that. Go to channel. Uploads. Duo Boy gets wrecked by Bolt. You got Eric Leclerc. You got Jesse Cox. You got Good Mythical Morning. You got Net Nobody. God, you know, I'm going to say that this is a millennial individual here. You got Mike Boyd. You got Cardistry Touch. How are you subscribed to Cardistry channels and Pigcake? How does that make sense, man? That doesn't make any sense. Jacksepticeye. Chris Ramsey. Saturday Night Live. God, this is a lot, man. This is a lot. You know? Yeah, 23, man. I'm gonna say yeah. Ezra already said it, 23. But I'm guessing like this is a younger individual. This is a really younger individual here. And if you are an older individual, I question your taste. But yeah, I have to say between 20 and you said you're 16. Is that fact? Is that factual? You're 16. I mean, you do have to like. God, Jacksepticeye. I mean, some people. You know what it is? Some people also have like leftovers from when they were young. In my other channel, I still have a bunch of stuff that I liked. You're 13, dankest kid on the block. I believe that. I believe that with a username like that. I wouldn't dump Stefan. Come on, man. I'm 3, nearly 6. I thought you were 9. Aren't you subscribed to PewDiePie? We got him to 69, man. I'm proud of that. We got him to 69 before T-Series. That's good. When is the next Pigcake Plus stream? I don't know, man. My computer apparently doesn't enjoy streams. Apparently anything that requires a constant source of internet, my computer doesn't like, which seems to be exciting. Very exciting. Look at these two. Which is the $4 deck? Which is the $5 deck? Let's see. Which is the my other channel? Yeah, low-key shilling. Actually, no. I was talking about another channel. I was talking about another one, not that one. The one that I just watch videos in. But it's not low-key shilling. I wouldn't low-key shill anything. I high-key shill everything. You know, there's a Pigcake Plus channel. I drop some news every once in a while. I haven't been on that because I've been working on stuff for this channel. But I do drop some news in a very sort of radio-esque style, I guess, if you want to call it that. That review at the end made me die cry. I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen the more recent one, unfortunately. I've been on the grind tip. The grind tip. A face review. I don't have a face, man. I've said this many times. My face is essentially a dark void. But if you see it, you'll probably end up getting with a woman. And that's disgusting. That's disgusting, man. You don't want to get with a woman. Women are icky. Women are icky. What else deck do I have? Yeah, I have some other decks. I have some dope decks. You have this one. This is kind of a dope one. Women are nasty, man. They're sticky. They're icky. They got a bunch of like... How many holes do they have? Ew. God, I mean, one is enough. Your review saying on Tally Ho. Oh, you're talking about me. You're talking about me, man. Oh, okay. That made me laugh. Now thinking that you're talking about me, because I'm really funny. Haha. Yeah, the Tally Hoes, man. They definitely have the edge just based on the name. You know, I really wouldn't give it to the Hoyle. What the hell? Wait a minute. Oh, shit. I feel like I have to re-go and re-edit the video. I have to... This has Ho right in the name. This has Huh. I'm gonna privatize that video. I can't have a video like that. Here's an idea for a tutorial. Explain and improve tricks from old classic books that are poorly explained in the books. Like friggin' card tricks without skill. You know, that happens a lot. That happens a lot. I've gotten a couple books from, I got a card magic book from Amazon by Animan. That's, hold up. Cover the tally. Oh, man. I really have nowhere else to take that joke. But anyways, I was reading through that book, and a lot of there's a bunch of descriptions of tricks that are just like, how would they even publish that unironically? You know, you would think that they would at least put a little bit of decency. Read this text out loud or you aren't cool. Well, I do magic tricks, so that inherently makes me not cool, right? That's kind of a cop-out. Is the profile picture, by the way? What's the profile? Oh, it's Mari. I just remembered. Jesus, I feel like all those years of ingesting cough syrup. I'm going to put all the decks I have here lined up. Fecal matter. The Animan book is the card miracles or something like that. It's card miracles or some card magic of Animan. He has a lot of different ideas there. That some are great, but there are a couple there that are just not good. There's like a couple that pretty much the methods involve you having to count the cards like 5 or 6 times in front of the spectator and then rearrange them in front of them, and it's just inherently mathematic. And do I like Star Wars? I'm a fan of Star Wars. Do you like Sam Hyde? I'm a fan of Sam Hyde. I think Sam Hyde should be in Star Wars. Don't you think that? I think that. I think Samuel Heydrich. I think that's his real name. Stay strong for No Nut November. I'm a guy. My guy. I'm out for now, but that's what? Am I gonna go see episode 9? Maybe. Depends, man. The last one I've heard was not good at all. Not good. I saw some highlights of it, and of course that's kind of biased, but I did see some highlights, and I didn't enjoy it, man. I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy. Can I DM you a nut coupon? Yeah, you should. You should definitely DM me a nut coupon, whatever the fuck that means. But I watched the one with the first one that was new, where Han Solo does the whole thing. That one was a phenomenal one. That was really a phenomenal one. Hold up, there was something that I skipped here by Stefan, and I don't want Stefan to think that I'm racist by skipping out on his comment. I went to the International Brotherhood of Magicians meeting, and there was a whole bunch of old weird guys who were magician. Yeah, I'm glad you came out of that intact. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean by intact? That's what I mean by intact. Some people come out of those not intact, and some people come out... Actually, this is intact. This is not intact. You see that? Some people come out of those. Actually, if I hold this for long enough, I'll get demonetized on YouTube. I'll get demonetized on YouTube if I hold this position long enough. You get me? In cartridge vault skills, there are tricks that are literally undoable. They skip the undoable part. With a false shuffle here, even when a complete false shuffle is impossible at that moment. I need to check that up, man. I need to check that up. Cartridge vault skill, is that Fulvs? Carl Fulvis, whatever. I never knew how to pronounce his name, but is that Carl Fulvs? Is that one of those books? It sounds like one of those in those long series of awful card magic you could do with one arm. Thank you for that. Just in case I ever get into the predicament where one arm is not intact. I skipped another one here saying, imagine if Jabrizi was in Star Wars movie. Well, He'd probably be the retard. He'd probably be one of the characters that's not really highlighted a lot, you know? I think he'd be one of the characters that's not highlighted a lot. Oh boy. They were selling another Dead Magician stuff and I got some loops. Who, man? Who stuff? The cafe says it's a classic, but what do they know? I mean, they know a lot when it comes to very little. They know a lot when it comes to very little. That doesn't matter. Ethan Newtham. What's going on here? Well, snake oils are gross. I just gotta end the stream right now, man. What do you mean snake oils are gross? How are they gross, dude? Look at these. Look at how smooth they are, man. Look at how smoothini they are, dude. Look at that. I could do my Jeff Sheridan, Channing Pollock, one-handed fans with these, dude. Look at that. Like I could do my cardistry with them, right? I could do one of those. I could do one of these. Oh, one of those, right? I could do one of these. I could do one of these. Do one of those. My mom says it's cool, you know, so I'm gonna believe her. And she's the woman that took my virginity. Snake oils, I mean, sometimes. I've grown to like them, honestly. I've grown to like them. At first, I didn't like the... If they had a border, they would probably be 100 times better. TBH. But I do like the look. If they had a border, it would be infinitely better. But I feel like they're missing that crucial feature. And if they had that feature, then it would be better. Do you play Battlefront 2? No, man. My PC could barely run Word. So I'm actually surprised I can make and edit videos. So the fact that if I could run Battlefront, I would be very, very surprised. What's going on here? Do PS4? PS4, what? What am I, some sort of console virgin, huh? You're gonna get the new Memento Moris? No, they're not gonna send them out to me, man. I don't know if they're gonna send them out to me. I should ask them. I should be like, hey guys, I dropped some comments on that Instagram post that you guys made. And you know what sucks about these cards? They're blank. When you get them, they're blank. Look at that. They're blank when you get them. You see that? That kind of sucks because they're blank. But then you do one of these. And look, they're not blank. That was a prank. That was a prank show. That's not, they're not actually blank. They're colored. See, I'm racially diverse. People say, Pigcake, you're racist. Pigcake this, Pigcake that. But another email. To try to read take care, Cal. Always good to hear from you, man. Always good to hear from you and to see you. I see those pictures you drop on Instagram where you're like, yo, in the study, practicing some slides. That's encouraging. Oh, Evan Era video. God damn. That's a throwback, man. I miss Evan Era. I haven't seen him in a while. Haven't seen good old Evan in a while. But he makes me feel things in places that I shouldn't, honestly. Rich Ferguson, Pranks on the Hood. Is that does he have the end card? Is Rich Ferguson? I've seen him with a lot of brothers, if you know what I mean. And you know, he's always trying to gain those brotherly reactions, if you feel me. So I wonder if he's got a pass. Stefan gave me my pass, so what to say here? There's something here that I wanted to do. Please look at my last comment. What was your last comment, man? I couldn't read your last comment. I couldn't go through that. I'm not going to go back. Brotherly reactions are OP. I think they're UP. I think they're I think they're underpowered, man. I think they're underpowered. They're UP because I feel like you should have only brotherly reactions. If you had a lot of reactions, then a lot of those reactions, then a lot of videos would look better. I just bought 12 pack of bicycle. They're bricks. That's kind of odd. Yeah, just joined your Discord, dude. You need roles. I do have roles. I do have roles. I'm a pig wrangler, and so is Xavier Spade, and so is I think Sima. Sima, you might be a wrangler, a tard wrangler on sorry, that term makes me laugh. A wrangler, a pig wrangler on the Discord. I have some admins. Is it buffering? I hope not. That 50 sale won't help me. What sale are you talking about? That sale was supposed to be a secret sale. A secret 50% off everything sale. A secret. Use code PIGSTAR to get 50% off everything. That's supposed to be a secret, dude. You just ruined a secret, man. I'm active on Discord. Wrangler me up. I'll wrangle the shit out of you. I'll wrangler the I mean, Xavier's done a good job. What I wanted to do was I wanted to have a call-in stream where people call in, all right? To have a call-in stream where people call in, but unfortunately my computer's being jabrizi. Why haven't I shown my face? Butthole Blaster 69. Because anonymity, I don't want people to know who I am. How's that? I'd rather do that one. I'd rather keep an air on the side of anonymity. I like that mystery aspect of the channel. Sometimes I struggle with it. I'm like, oh, I should just ruin it. But, honestly, I do like the mystery aspect of not knowing who I am. Just knowing this, just knowing this sort of interaction. I heard Xavier knows your face, though. Xavier doesn't know my face. How would he know my face? How would he know my face? How would he know my face? Huh? He would only know my face if I've seen him in person. And how would I have seen him in person? Huh, Stefan? You say that, huh? I thought about becoming an ASMR DJ. That might work. Gentleman Wake saw the face that I put one of those masks from Mission Impossible, so he couldn't actually see my real face. He couldn't see my real face, so he doesn't know what I look like. I put on, the stupid thing. You put on the skin mask, and then he doesn't know what I look like. I sound like him though. I sound like him, honestly. I'm trying to think of a sentence that he would say. Let me do this. Hold up. Give me 1 second. Let me do this. Let me see. Let me look up Gentleman Wake. I love Gentleman Wake, by the way. If you guys are not following him, I don't know, the 25 people that are watching me here are not following me, Gentleman Wake. You need to. The Gentleman Wake. So hot, man. The guy's fucking hot. I hate him. Such an attractive individual. Hey, boy, got 3,000. That's what's up. Okay, hold up. That's not it. That's not it. Okay, I don't have a Wawa near me.
The card, you see the joke here.
Hey.
You can't write this.
Who's that?
So when you turn the card.
Who's that wearing his Jabrizi chain? Me on the Gentleman Wakes channel. Look, you tell me if I sound like the Gentleman Wake. Hold up. You tell me if I sound like him. All right? Tell me if I sound like him. This is him.
They touch the 10 of diamonds. That's going to be a great subject for this particular trick.
I don't think we sound the same.
Spectator is informed that you're going to show them a classic of magic. You're going to show them.
I don't think we sound the same. I don't think we sound similar. Right? I think he has a very distinct voice. That was me again. That was a prank. That was a prank. This is him. This is him.
I purchased mine through the site, so I'm not sure if copies are made available over the counter at your local post office. The set comes
at your local post office. I don't know. I do have the same sort of accent as him, but his is more pronounced. Mine is definitely more low key. I feel you only see it when it's in comparison. So when we're in the same video, you're able to see it more, I guess. But it's a very wet accent. It's a very sort of swimming accent, if you feel me, if you understand what I mean by it's a very Uh, hey, say hello to my little friend. You know, that's, I don't know how else to imply here. Virgin, Virgin Gang. That's my next shirt. That's my next shirt. Weird. Can somebody explain to me weird flex? So funny. When will you get this production value? Unfortunately, his production value is from being in the industry. My production value is from retroactively getting the equipment to improve it. But I've been doing little things here and there to improve the audio quality per se and the video quality. I've been doing a little bit of due diligence here and there. What's the there's a 10 in this deck that's absolutely wrecked, if I do recall. I think it's kind of smushed. All the people complaining about it. Let's see if I do recall correctly. I could have sworn it's a 10. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Yep, I'm wrong. Which is the card that's squished together? There's a card that's completely squished together. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm sure I'll see it if I actually pay attention. Right now I'm looking through the screen of this godforsaken phone to see which card is squished in. I know that it has to be a little bit of a mistake. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it might be my dumb eyes, but there's one that people are like, look, the card is even squished. They didn't even care. Which one is it? Somebody that's a blue Memento Mori expert, please let me know which is the card that's squished together. I know that there's one that's completely fucked. I'm not sure which one it is. It's not the 5. Oh man, it would be great if it was the 5. But you know, let me check it just in case. Let me check it just in case. Oh boy, I don't know which one it is. I don't know which one it is. I know one of them is absolutely effed up. Do a lie detector, man. Lie detector trick. Let me check. I don't even know if I remember any particular lie detector tricks. I know there's one that I think I might have one on the channel. If you look up lie detector Pigcake, you might find one. Let me see. Let me throw back Wednesday. Lie detector Pigcake. Pigcake. Lie detector card trick Pigcake. See that? I have, how many lie detector tricks do I have? I have 1, I have 2. I have 2. And then I think there's the other one with the toothpick. Right? I dropped one with used a toothpick to find a playing card, which was kind of like a lie detector. It was kind of like, oh, think of your card, or is this your card over here? And then you have the toothpick balanced. Is this your card over here? And then finally, when it gets to their card, it flicks up. That's one. You could use the static toothpick trick as a lie detector. That's a really old one though. I forgot that. Your yeet. Your yeet made me. Yeah, I don't want to ruin the joke, but I want to keep pretending like I'm the whitest motherfucker. Not pretending. I want to keep bringing up the light that I'm the whitest motherfucker. So that's what the Instagram stories are. Like, hey fam. Hey guys, sup dogs? New video on the channel. Make sure to check it out. Nig, ha. Y'all stay safe, fam, and check out that new video. Dabbing. I'm dabbing right now. You know, whatever. I want. The joke is I want to see him as white as possible. That's the joke. Like your dad has an Instagram account. You know, I don't want to explain the joke, but there's only 23 of you here, so I could explain the joke, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're all here. All right, it's live. Do you know how to do the jumping pulse? Is that the one with the toothpick that I just mentioned? Is that the one with the toothpick? Or the ball underneath your armpit? Oh, that was fun. This tripod was almost at my penile support sleeve. It says, so is Encyclopedia of Card Tricks recommendable or another pile of endless spelling tricks that are poorly explained? If I do recall correctly, I think it's good. I haven't seen it in a long time, Encyclopedia of Card Tricks. I believe that that's also Gene and Hugert Browie, right? They made that puppy. So I'm not entirely sure if that's the one, the same one that we're talking about. However, from what I do remember, I think it was fine. I think it was not that bad of a. Is it raining? Fucking raining out here. Yeah, I do remember it not being bad at all. Yeah, it's Hugert. Okay, so I do remember it not being bad. There was a couple. There was maybe one by Hugert that was pretty bad. If I do recall, there was, I think it was Card Miracles. One of those books. It was pretty awful. Pretty awful. But most of the stuff they've come out with, I've at least enjoyed. I really enjoyed Expert Card Technique. I mention it every other stream. Have I ever seen Snow? Yeah, I've seen Snow. Pretty recently too. Not recently, but you know, relative. I'm trying to remember what specifically is an encyclopedia of card tricks. I'm trying to remember, but a lot of them are spelling tricks, man. A lot of them are definitely. Do you think the Foles books are better than the Hugerts in general? No, not at all. I think the Foles ones are kind of shit. I mean, there are some things that you could kind of squeeze out, but you really have to modify the shit out of them. You really can't just rely on the tricks as presented. Don't ignore me, Dad. I'm not your dad, dude. If I was your dad, I'd probably end up getting a cheese whiz and doing whippets until I don't remember you. All right? Vines and memes. I'm not your father. God, that's terrifying. That's probably the most terrifying thing you could tell me. Like, imagine if you go to Halloween Horror Nights and instead of them jumping you, they go, "You're a dad." You know? Like, hey, you have a kid that you're not expecting. That's fucking scary. That's really scary. Or, hey, you know, they jump you and instead of going boo, they go, "I bet you forgot to pay your credit card this month. Haha, gotcha, bitch. Interest rates are going to shoot through the roof, motherfucker." That would be terrifying to me. That's even more scary than having a guy jump me, you know, and go ooga booga or whatever. If I was a dad, I'd do what magicians do. Leave and not pay child support. Is it magicians that do that? Is it magicians that do that? Is that just magicians? There's another group of people. There's another group of people that do that. I'm trying to remember the other group of people that also ditch their kids and don't pay child support. I know, Stefan. Hold up, there was something else here. Force a card and then feel the spectator's pose. Oh, that's the classic one. That's the classic one, man. The classic, you know, the key card, right? So they pick a card, you look at the bottom one, and then obviously when you spread the cards, you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna use your pulse, sir, to find the card. So we're gonna use your pulse. So let me touch your wrist. Let me touch your wrist. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Just think of your card. Yeah, just say it. Say it. Don't say anything out loud. Don't say anything out loud. All right. I'm getting some major reactions from you over here. I'm getting some major reactions over here. Hold up. Don't say anything out loud. Shh. And I thought it was good at this point that you put your finger on their lip. That establishes dominance over the situation. So you put your finger on their lip and you go, "Shh. Just keep thinking. Just keep thinking." And then you just stay there as long as possible. Because honestly, this is human contact, and we need that as magicians. We need as much human contact as possible. And if you're a cardister, oh man, I don't even know what to tell you, man. If you're a cardister, it's over, man. You need it. You need it more than anyone. All right, let me get a cable. Let me get a cable for this so I can actually charge this. And not have this die on me. Like I'm some sort of black man. I could say it this far because you really can't pick up what I'm saying, but I'm making fun of them, African Americans. I think African Americans look funny. Sometimes I wonder. I can't say that. I can't even say that from this far. You know what I really love though? Not finding a fucking charger. That's my favorite part about this entire goddamn thing. Is you think I would have a charger around here, but I don't. Did anyone hear what I said? I hope. Did somebody? Sounds like I hear it. You can hear me clearly. Oh, okay. Whoops. So I'm going to the back of the house now. I don't think anybody can hear me now at this point. I'm hoping. Because honestly, I'm wondering how they still work. I can't say that. It would be so much better for infrastructure. It would be 100 times better for infrastructure if they just decided to Are we good? Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Let me just charge this up. Let me connect this here so that this phone doesn't die. Much like my hopes, ambitions, and dreams. And trust me, there's a lot to kill there. Oh, now you can't see me. So I could definitely say all the racial things I want, especially about them Latinos. Lord knows Latinos are worse because they do really bad magic. All they care about is frijoles. They don't care about magic. All they care about is frijoles. And that's it. Maybe if they cared a little bit about magic, they would be better at magic. Instead, they're just pork and beans. Pork and beans. Okay, there you go. Hopefully nobody heard that. I hope nobody heard all those racial things, because then that's the downfall of my channel. Is it charging now? It's charging. Oh, hey there. I just came back now. I really hope that nobody heard all those racial things about the Mexicans or whatever. So yeah, so I was talking about something else. I was talking about a book. I think there was one of those books. But expert card kicking is the one that I always enjoy. I tend to enjoy the stuff by Hugard and Browy. They tend to be good authors when it comes to magic per se. But unfortunately, there is a lot of there's a lot of like fluff in some of their, I think, really, really old stuff. Like the Card Miracles books, I never liked those. There's a lot of fluff in that. And it's funny because the selling point of the books is amazing. And they really hype up the effect part of the book or the actual trick. They hype it up. And they're like, oh, with this particular trick, you could have 3 spectators pick 3 cards and have them place it back anywhere they want in the deck. And you could find them with relatively no work. And then it turns out that what you have to do is you have to count the cards. There's one of the tricks called the Zigoni, called the fucking Zigoni spread. So I just find that funny, and they really hype it up in the effect part. What type of tricks can Vogue be applied to? I imagine you're talking about Vogue, which is one of my hot products that I'm shilling. Well, it's pretty much a way of forcing down to 4 specific cards in a deck. So in the video, I teach a wallet, a thing that you have in your wallet, which is dope. I teach a way of pretty much having the spectator, find those cards freely. So it's pretty much a method that could be expanded into a lot of things, but I do teach a way of limiting it to limiting it from 4 cards to a specific individual of those 4 cards. It really depends on what you're looking for, but it's a method that uses equivoke, essentially a verbal force narrow it down. But I think the process is fairly streamlined, and it's a combination of a lot of different ideas. It's not just one thing. It's a combination of a lot of different things that were put together. So it's like a Frankenstein of vocal methods, and then some other stuff sprinkled in through trial and error. But I do enjoy it, and I do think that it's more streamlined than other particular methods. But just know that it does require, guiding the spectator through a process. And, if that's something you're not inclined to do, then it's not going to be something for you. I have a duplicate deck on me, and then have the spectator say any card they want. I call it 52 outs. You mean having 52 different decks, not having a duplicate deck. Oh, okay, I see what you mean now. I'm special. I'm special. What's the other one here? What is the other one here? What? Oh, it says explain any time to me. Well, it's 3 tricks. One is a force. One is a psychological force of a card. The other 2 are more mentalism-based tricks. One is a question and drawing, which is kind of a little bit of a take on a question and answer. Drawing duplication is a combination of both of those ideas called Q and D that I'm pretty happy with. Just the actual process of it. The other one is Piggy Showbot. Well, I'm being asked a question. All right, vines and memes. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's more mentalism based anytime tricks. So you could pick up just slips of paper and do some of the tricks there. And the psychological force, if you want to have an out, then yeah, you could use a deck. But if you don't want to use an out, or you want to do it as an experiment, then yeah, you could just do it as that way. Explain your next project that's coming out. Well, that one is literally untitled. Literally untitled. That's all I want to say about it. But I do have a couple things. One is for this month, and then another one is a bigger one, as I mentioned earlier, for that one. What promo codes can be used for your site to buy stuff for half the price? What? What are you talking about, man? It almost seems like you're looking at the community page of my YouTube channel, where I put a post saying that you could get 50% off till Friday by putting in a certain code. Huh? That's what it seems like, but I doubt that. I doubt anybody would just be giving up his stuff 50% off. What? Until Friday? Because probably new project or some other thing later this month. I don't know. Things are happening. But yeah, I've been working on a little bit of stuff. Also migrating. I mentioned earlier that one of the things that I'm working on now is moving a lot of the projects to a different service. So it's not the people that already have the stuff, they're not going to feel anything. It's not going to be any different for them. But I want to migrate to a different service to make it easier for the production of the project. So this current website is great, but in terms of the actual production, it's very the word is laborious, I think. Is that the word? So this way it allows me to not have to worry about the publishing part, but the making part. So that's going to be something that's going to help me out tremendously. But that's just back-end stuff. That's back-end stuff your boy's doing. So finish your how-to series. I should. I keep mentioning the super secret How to Catch a Ghost episode, right? That one, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to see the light of day. It's not going to see the light of day because there's some stuff that I need to hide in that particular video. And not just stuff in regards to me, but other stuff. So that might not be good per se. But maybe, I don't know, maybe sometime down the future. But that's a super secret episode 10 of the How to Magic series that's never been released. Only for limited eyes only. Are you planning to sell tricks that include gimmicks? Maybe. That's something that I may or may not be working on. Maybe next month. We'll see. But it's just, what I essentially am working on now is stuff that I'm happy with in terms of the content. The content is stuff that I could stand behind, to put it behind a paywall. So I wouldn't do that if I wasn't happy with the content. So that's kind of what I'm glad with. And the fact that it doesn't require necessarily gimmicks or gaffes, I think that's a benefit. Should be limited eyes. Are you saying as a moderator you should have access to that? Is that what you're saying, Sima? As a moderator, you should definitely do that. If you review a face, if you have one, you think you take advantage of that on the channel? Yeah, probably. I definitely shill out a bunch of those reaction videos. You know, those standard reaction videos. Like, hey, Pigcake reacts to Pigcake, reacting to Pigcake, reacting to Pigcake, reacting to Pornhub. And then you know, should be okay. I just reread that. That's kind of special. Not as a mod, just because. I mean, I do need to hide some aspects of the video, but overall, it was a meme video, man. It wasn't a tutorial per se. It was how to catch a ghost. I do love the style of that. I did, you know, some people mention, hey, why don't you do those videos again? A lot of there's some current videos that keep with that style of, you know, having this sort of back end of like a plot, like a behind the what's presented plot of me being murdered or me being attacked by some sort of inanimate fucking fake Rocky thing. Face reveal could be like a patron super fan tier for like $10,000. I'm pretty sure my face is not worth 10 grand. Listen, if somebody's willing to pay 10 grand to see somebody else's face, there's a lot of other issues that you might have, such as evading the government, you know, hiding that money from the government, things like that. You know what I mean? I can imagine Pigcake with a mullet. I would love to rock a mullet, man. Right now, I'm due for a fresh cut. My cut is kind of lacking, as they say in the street. It's kind of lacking, as they say. That's Me Beast. I read Mr. Beast, and fun enough, you wrote Me Beast's job to give you that money. I don't have titties, man. I don't have titties. I think that he's no, actually no. He's dropped some hot fucking donos for no reason. That's fuck you money though. Mr. Beast has fuck you money to the point where he could just say, hey, I'm going to drop 100 grand on a joke. I'm going to donate 100 grand to a streamer just because. Just because. That's really funny. That's really funny. But I got to say, so would you do a face review for 10K? I'm asking for a friend. Probably. I mean, I'm a hoe. I'm a slut. Somebody said, hey, you know, that's the standard, hey, would you suck a penis for 10K? Would you suck a penis for 5K? Yes, there's nothing gay about money. Dude, are you serious? Would you suck a penis for 50K? What? Yes, huh? Hello? There's nothing gay about $1 million. That's what I always say. That's my quote. You can quote me on that. You could quote me on that. What did I know to... One thing that I don't like about Samsung phones like this one is that they have this sort of regurgitating notification thing where everything becomes a notification. It's not exciting. You can't hide certain things. I don't like that. On my face. Oh, okay. So Butcher's saying that he's going to take my skin from my face and add it to his face. That could work. That could work. Butcher. You know, funny enough, Butcher. Interesting because earlier I saw a comment by Top Notch that said, hey, you should do a stream today because I'm kind of, you know, lacking in my job, so I would definitely like to partake in a stream. And I haven't seen Top Notch. I've seen only Butcher. I've only seen Butcher. The fake here. So that's kind of odd. Well, it's a void. Whoever pays 10 grand to see my face, they're gonna see a void, essentially. But I didn't lie. You know, they would see a void because I don't have a face. But that's technically my face. So that kind of, you know, it's not really gonna be exciting. I feel like I've kind of set myself up for disappointment. Much like anybody else that's ever done like any sort of content that hides their face or hides their figures or things about themselves. I feel like I'm setting myself up for disappointment. Just look at Scarce, right? You look at Scarce and you're like, okay, all right, that's not exactly what I was looking forward to when he did a very awkward face reveal. So it's kind of an odd thing. Do you do tricks other than coins and cards? Yeah. My favorite type of magic is mentalism, as a matter of fact. It's because I'm black, right? You know, by all technicalities, that's actually factual, but in a different way. That's actually but in a technically, there's a way that I'm black, but it's not. Uh, it's not black. It's weird. It's a penetration thing. It's a penetration thing. There's another one here. There's another good one. Just arrived. What's this card display? I like the look of the snake oil. See, we have some snake oil fans here. We have some snake oil fans here. They spread just as good as these. All right. They have you could do all the moves. Look at this. All of these things. Right. People say I'm technically black. Smash the black girl. I wish, man. That's a goal. That's a bucket list item. I have a couple things in a bucket list. I want to do a stand-up set. I want to have a professional wrestling match, and I want to make love to a really, really Central African woman. Those are things in my bucket list. Those are all things in my bucket list. How old is Pig? Old enough, man. Old enough, dude. I'm starting to feel it. You know, you jog, and then when you're younger, you're invincible. And then you start to jog, and you're like, my back hurts. But then you are Richard Ross, card production. Now do the watches thing. No, I'm not that dapper. I only have one pocket watch as a joke from a while ago. But I unfortunately can't do much more than that. Pigcake's an old man. But I'm not as old as others. I'm really not as old as others. But I still feel it, man. You're doing a little bit of a workout, and then your back hurts, right? And then you're like, oh, I'm just gonna wait a day, and the soreness is gonna go away. And then you wait a day, and you're like, oh, it's not leaving. And then you realize, oh, that's what you deal with now. That's something that you just have, and you got to work through that. But you know, they say curls for the girls, right? Curls for the girls. Play Despacito. I can't do that. I can't do that without getting cut. I got piggy by a few years, but don't tell anyone. I can't play Despacito without getting wrecked. Do you have a significant other? What do you mean by that? I'm a magician, man. I think magicians have significant others. Magicians' significant others are their craft. That's what magicians' significant others are. Their craft, their magic. That's what their significant other. Have you seen The Illusionist? Have you heard of Di Vernon as a father? Non-existent, right? Let me see. Oh boy, man, these are just so smooth. I wish I could actually use this fucking close-up pad. His mom is a significant other. Somebody needs to explain incest to me. I'm not really super acquainted with it, but Jay Sankey here with another sale. Not time to get girls with magic. Yeah, you know, that's funny. I've realized Sankey has turned his channel into essentially what he did in the 90s. If you ever were followed Sankey on this email list, you'd get emails every 9 seconds. You'd get emails every 19 seconds, which I liked because, you know, his stuff is pretty good. But I love that he's translated that to his channel. Oh, yeah, dude. Card production. I'm doing my best Leonard Green. This is my best Leonard Green impression. Hey, look at that. It's a good. That's my best Leonard Green. Oh boy, that was awful. Let's see. Somebody name a random card. Let's see if I could do this. Let's see. First person, I name a random card here. I should do this as a practice session, right? 9 of spades. Okay. Oh, fuck. Not good. I'll do one more shuffle here. I know I was close. I know I was fucking close. Stop. Stop. Okay, never mind. I know I was close, man. I hate it. I hate it when you know you're close, but then you're not. Nine of hearts. Somebody said nine of hearts. I'll try to find that one. This is how I test myself, by the way. This is how I level up my virginity. I just have people name random cards, and then I tried my best to dead cut to them. See, I was looking for the aces. You guys are thinking I'm looking for the nines. I'm looking for the aces, son. I'm not looking for the nines. You guys are out of line. You guys are out of line. Speaking of the aces, you know what they say, magicians that pick up the deck like this, right? They're cheating. They're cheating because they're looking through the deck for certain cards. Not me though. I don't do that. I do it the hard way. In this case, that way. I said that. Funny enough, I cut to the 9 that way. This is awful. Never mind. Forget this. I had to practice this by myself. I'm not about to do this here. Do magic with sponge balls. I don't have sponge balls, man. I've seen a vagina. I've seen one, and it wasn't my mom's. So I don't know what you. That's not cool. Is this? Is this a wind down portion of the stream, or should I keep this up till 12? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep this up till 12, and then I'm gonna call it a stream. Right now it's 11:12. I'm gonna keep this up till 12, and I'm gonna see if I don't end my existence by then. Have you seen the sweatshirt? Yeah, I've seen that. The stream magic video of the dude where he penetrates the sweatshirt. Right, that's hot. I do like those. I always find it funny when people, when they repost these old street magic videos of like hobos doing street magic as if, you know, a thumb tip is the most revolutionary thing. Usually it's very simple shit that they repost, but for some odd reason, it's, oh fuck. For some odd reason, I was close. I know I was close. Shut up. For some odd reason, they still get fooled. You know, they still get fooled. And you always have those people in the comments saying, "Oh, hey, he's using a fake thumb, guys. I know because I need people to love me." But they always repost the same homeless dude with a cigarette in the thumb tip. They always get the one with the thumb through the shirt. There's another black guy on the street that he pours like that much liquid into his thumb and then makes it disappear in a very like dumb way, but they still freak out, and then he goes and then it comes out of his hand and it's like a drip. It's like a little drip. I don't understand how that's Jeff Sheridan has a beautiful production of liquid from I think he does it in his Street Magic Volume 1, Magic Genius, I think that's the name of it. But he does it, and it's phenomenal. He does it justice. I sound jealous. Yeah, I'm jealous. I'm jealous that they got some heats. But you know, I gotta say, dead cutting aces, classic Pigcake. Hey, man, listen, man, that's what it's about. It's about the grind. It's eventually. You know what it is? It's the fact that I'm being oppressed right now, man. I saw these elections yesterday. All right, I'm feeling oppressed. That's what it is. It's not that I can't do it. It's the oppression that I faced looking through the elections and getting triggered constantly. It's those. How was that? How awful was that shuffle, by the way? But it was good. It was good enough to do this. Hey, Jeff Sheridan has the nicest pullovers. Is that sexual? Is that sexual? Is that supposed to be sexual? Or I'm a huge fan of Jeff Sheridan, man. I'm a huge fan of Jeff Sheridan. I love his work. I think he's one of the best in terms of presenting magicians. You know, just because it's that early on, that picture of him in a Times Square doing this thing. He did this thing. He has a picture in Times Square doing this giant fan. That's one of the first pictures that got me into magic. How gay is that? But that's one of the first pictures that got me into magic, just because I really enjoyed it. I could be the only one in my race that voted entirely Republican. That's really funny, Stefan. I'm sure you've gotten it from all sides. You know, Malik Obama, he's a brother. But you know, he did a street thing without talking. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like that. I wish I would probably kill a small monkey to see a video of him performing in the street. And there's a guy that comes by here every once in a while, Richard Dominguez. He claims, I believe him, that he's seen him perform in Central Park, which is something I would have definitely loved to have seen. And I've only read stories, you know, of the performances and stuff and seen pictures, but I would definitely love to see that because it's a hard environment, man. It's a hard environment. Do you have a good story of messing up while doing magic? Ah, man, I don't know. I have to think of one from a while ago. I remember finding the 4 aces, and then 2 were ace of hearts, and they're like, you didn't find the 4 aces. I'm like, yeah, I did. They're all... But they're like, yeah, but 2 of them are the same. I'm like, they're all aces, though. You fucking ingrate, you anemic accident. And they're like, that's really insulting. And I said, ta-da. And then they laughed at me. I know there's not a single street performance of him online. Yeah, there isn't. There's just pictures, which is unfortunate. I doubt there's any sort of footage. I doubt somebody got a Super 8 and filmed it back in the day. But maybe somewhere in someone's attic, there's footage of it. You know what sucks too? He's done some things with Penguin recently. He's done a lot of work with Penguin. And by recently, I mean like maybe 3-4 years ago. And they never went to the streets. They never took him to the streets and actually had him perform in his element and do that street act for people. I think that I would cop that so hard. I have to be honest here, your videos are getting staler and staler. I understand that after some time there are no tricks left, but what do you mean after no? There's literally unlimited tricks. There's unlimited tricks, vines, and memes. I know what you're talking about. Staler and staler. That's kind of rough. Your videos are getting staler and staler. Let me check out your channel, man. Let me check out your channel, dude. Republic Day, full parade. Logan Paul just ended his own career, deleted footage. And then No Problems, which is a music video. Let's see this. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. What is this, dude? Oh, I didn't see these. Is she hot? Is she hot? I'm a fan of Indians. I gotta tell you, I'm a fan of the Indian woman. I know a lot of people don't like, you know, the way they look, but I think Indian women are beautiful, man. I would put babies in them. Yeah, this is fucking weird, man. This is some weird thing. I don't know if she's hot or not. I don't know if she's hot or not. Put a baby in you? I think I was thinking out loud there. I was thinking out loud. Have you ever seen somebody wear Pigcake merch in person? No. I would probably stop them down. I'd be like, hey, dude. Do you know who you're wearing? You're wearing, that's me, dude. Half Pakistani girlfriend once. Didn't do magic at the time. They're also very hot. They're very attractive. But you know what I feel? You know what I feel? I feel that, and again, I say this as being almost one of them. Notice I said almost. But it's like a thing with Mexican women. Mexicans are either super attractive or not attractive at all. Indian women are the same. You got super hot or not at all. There's no sort of middle ground. You're either really, really attractive or not at all. Same thing with Arabic women. I find that the ones that are attractive are beautiful, like model hot and model-like features. And then the ones that aren't are, they look like, they look like anteaters. Anteaters. That's non-racially inciting sort of animal to compare him to. But yeah, but I found like that's the one. I subscribe to you on Patreon, but I'm wondering if I need the donation to access Skype, or do you just do one-offs? I would love to pick your brain for an hour. No, if you're in that 10 tier, the handsome tier, just hit me up in the DMs and we'll set up a date and we'll set up a good schedule. Now, it depends on others because I know I've done a couple recently. So it depends on others and it depends on that schedule. But if we could find a good date to work it on, I'll definitely do that. But that's one of the things. That's one of the perks of the Hampson tier. And there's gonna be another perk tomorrow. I'm dropping another perk. We'll see. Maybe look out for a new video. So yeah, Matt, just hit me up there, and we'll see when we could do it. But man, see, I actually enjoy doing it. I remember I was very apprehensive about doing those when I, started that perk in that tier. But man, it's fucking great because I learned stuff, and obviously the people that hit me up learn stuff. So it's kind of this great little thing that I feel is definitely aided by technology. Now you don't even have to be in the same fucking country, and you could still work on tricks and kind of like run stuff back and forth. It's phenomenal. And honestly, when I was growing up in Magic, that's one of the things I lacked, man. That's one of the things I lacked. So I really lacked having like people around. I had a couple magician friends, but that's it. But now you pretty much, fuck, it doesn't even matter where people are. What to say here? Dem girls be wearing too much makeup, so I can't even see their face. Are you saying Democrats wear too much makeup so you can't see the face? That's Antifa. Those are the Antifa ones. Lindsay says, no notification for me. You know what it probably was? It was probably that I dropped, all right, one stream, and then for some reason YouTube's like, nah, dude, you dropped too many notifications, son. What do you think we are, a notification factory? Huh? You think we just notify people all the time for you? No, you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. So, yeah, they did that to me. They screwed me up. They screwed the pooch. Oh, am I doing some... Can I do some card with the... What? Hello? Let me see if I can do this change. Oh, yeah, awful. Whoever said, can you do a color change from this angle? You have to be special. Women in general wear too much makeup? I don't know, man. Either or. As long as you have a soaking wet... I can't even say that with a straight face. Merch or trick? Merch or trick? I don't know, man. It depends on what you're looking for. If you want to look like the life of the party, or do you want to learn some hot magic? Oh, can you show the double one-handed cut? Are you talking about? Because somebody sent me a message earlier today asking me about them having an issue doing the one-handed cut, and I didn't respond, but I was going to. They were through Patreon, so if you're on the chat, if you're on the stream, it'd be great if you could say hi. But you were asking about the Charlie Air cut because you mentioned that you had smaller hands. But the smaller hands bit, I feel like it's practice. When I first learned these cuts, initially I thought I would never do it because I was pretty much trying to cuts like this. So imagine trying to do a Charlie Air cut with this much space. And then eventually with practice, you learn, oh, you need a high grip. But what are you talking about? Double, are you talking about one of these? Are you talking about one of those? Are you talking about that? Talking about this one? There's another one. 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 Stop. I could do this. I could do this. That's not it. That's nothing. I could do this without the deck. Shut up. Let me see if I could do this. Stop. I could do this shit. There's one where you could push. There's one where you could do this. You can make like a little house here. I wonder if I could do this shit. Look at that. Hey, boy. Got my Jerry Kaskowski from 1998 Encyclopedia Card Flourishes here. Oh, that one. Yeah, this is just a combination of the same sort of cut that you would do to get into the one-handed shuffle, but you're going over the cards. So the grip is obviously a very high grip here. You need to make sure that it's under the influence of marijuana. Haha. So you're gonna use your forefinger to break the deck at the back, and really, what's happening is that you are pretty much balancing this half on the fingernail of the left hand. So you notice that at some point, most of the pressure is being put in the thumb and the forefinger on the lower packet. So you are essentially balancing these cards. There's nothing holding them apart from gravity. And what's going to happen is that you're going to use that gravity because you're going to bring this finger over that upper left corner. So when you break off the deck, you're holding the deck in this highest grip. You're going to break off the deck here, and you're going to make sure that your packet, the lower packet, clears this upper left corner. But again, you're going to have to train your fingers because it's going to feel very unnatural to just let go of this packet. Your inclination is to try to try to hold this packet, but it's going to have to balance itself at some point. So same thing with the Charlie Air cut. The Charlie Air cut, at some point, you're going to have to let go of that upper packet. You notice that right now, there isn't anything holding it. My pinky's bracing in the bottom, but there isn't anything holding it. Same thing with this particular cut. So once you get to this position, you're just doing a Charlie Air cut. That's it. So it's just a nice little bit of a false cut you could do. Again, much similar to this sort of thing. Part of me thought you were the male, the male bomber from Florida. Good to see you on the stream. Who needs a Charlie Air cut other than cardistry? Well, you have a nice force. You have a nice force with the Charlie Air cut. So that's kind of a good one. Joe, see you later, man. Good to have you on the stream. But yeah, you could do a nice little bit of force on that. Daryl has a phenomenal one. He does it from the front like this, where he riffles like that. And then I like doing it from this position where you strum like a riffle shot or a riffle force. And then you just do a one-handed cut at that position. And the force is there. So you know, say, hey, do me first. You call stop right there. You sure? All right, I want you to go ahead. You, sir, yeah, you. I'm looking at you. You need to remember that card. Don't forget it. All right, and there you go. That's a force. It's kind of a ballsy one. I think it's based on, I'm trying to remember Encyclopedia of Card Slides, because this very bold force where it just goes, I want you to just remember a card you could see. You got one? All right. That sort of thing. But he adds a little bit of a riffle from the front. Wonderful force, but I forgot who I was that came up with that. Thank you. I could not understand it. Yeah, it's definitely a hard one to get, but the majority of the cut is based on letting go of this upper packet. It's letting go of this upper packet. That's kind of what this cut is based on. So you gotta kind of have that like faith to do it. I'll stick to the stripper deck tricks, much less I'm lazy. That's funny. For monkey in the middle, yeah, they're kind of weird. They're kind of weird. I don't remember what the gimmicks are now, but I do remember them being kind of an odd thing. I do remember the gimmicks for that trick being an odd thing, which is why there's this thing. You know, there's that monkey in the middle move, right? And somebody, you know, I was looking at Assad's video. Somebody made reference to that being a move from a false count. So somebody made reference to that being a false count move. And I got to say yes and no, because whereas it was initially on that false count, which I didn't know about until that person mentioned it, it's I haven't seen it in this application. So I haven't seen that move done in this application. So, I mean, I guess I could kind of take credit for that. But I do guess that this sort of action was some sort of false count from a book in the 70s, you know. So that's I think somebody made an allusion to that in that previous video, or sorry, in Assad's video when I teach that monkey on top move. But so I mean I haven't necessarily seen anybody use it as a sandwich move. You should go back to the OG style Pigcake videos where we have the over the table view where you just roll through the whole video really fast. Those funny jokes, those were funny as fuck. That's funny. I feel like you're you might be in the small minority there. Not saying because you might be a brother, but I'm saying that because, you know, I've gotten some response in terms of people saying that they like, you know, the kind of new style where you see the body more and you see kind of that You can kind of reflect your own handling, and they see that. But I do have some videos that are in that style that are in the pipeline that I'm definitely going to release. I mentioned earlier in the stream that I have a bunch of videos that are unlisted, like a lot of videos that are unlisted, and some of them I'm probably never going to unlist. But there are a couple that are in that top-down style that I will unlist eventually. You know, so there's a couple that I didn't think. When is the next Soonly call-in stream? Not sure, man. It depends on when Comcast decides to get their shit straight. The only thing I miss is the overuse of the word cunt. It means cunt. I like that meme. That was a good meme there. Hold up here. I'm trying to see this here. For some odd reason, this is not letting me do this. That's fantastic. Okay, show all. That's what I wanted. Butcher, you say, oh, is this your latest video? That's funny. Oh, that's phenomenal. Is that your latest vlog? That one, the one that you saw. The extra camera angles you could give the new videos are unmatched. Like the back angle in the last video. Yeah, a lot of people really fucking complain about angles and lack of angles in those videos. So I just wanted to give a realistic angle of how I would perform that piece of cardistry. And that's usually with my back turned to you because I'm doing it in disgust. I'm doing it because I'm disgusted with myself. I'm just like, oh, I fucking hate my life. Why am I fucking doing this shit? And then I turn back and the move's over. So that's kind of a good thing, right? I think maybe that might be a good thing. Do I have any tips for palming? Yeah, I have a couple tips. You know, it depends on your hand size. Depends on your hand size. I typically don't like doing any sort of full palms. Just because of the hand size. And yeah, I know there are certain ways around that. Like, for example, watching your angles is one way around that. So traditionally, I do like this sort of style palm, this sort of lateral style palm. I like that sort of action. I do like Tenkai, but temporarily. People tend to think that Tenkai is this palm that you hold like this for minutes. You know, I do like Tenkai palms or rear palms, but when it's held temporarily. So those are just things that I've circumvented, right? You want palming techniques? Well, Pigcake Card Academy actually covers quite a few palms. Damn, son. Where's the Pigcake showbot when you need him? I could palm with 2 fingers. Can you? Can you palm with 2 fingers? How do you palm? Oh, because you cut the other ones off. All right, you cut the other ones off. You know, I got to say, man, I got to say the camera quality on one of your videos, Butcher. Oh, okay, hold up. The camera quality. This one. I think I even mentioned, I even left a comment. I even left a comment here. About the camera that this was filmed on. Because of the quality. You know, I'm a Canon guy. So I recognize Canon color science. So I don't know if that's a Canon camera. I'm guessing an 80D. I don't know if I'm correct or not. I'm guessing an 80D. So is that something that you would be? Is that? I wonder who else has an 80D. That's from that area. Hello, you think it's a Schwinn? I'm wondering who. Who owns an 80D and takes fuckboy videos? What's your favorite move by Leonard Green? Definitely that one. The snap deal by far is my favorite. Just for the sake of the move. But I gotta say this one, the Takashi one, that steal is one of my favorite steals, just because of, you know, it's obviously started from that Leonard Green sort of bottom steal position, but Takashi added that sort of tossing action, which I like a lot. But there's a couple moves by Leonard. I need to go back and look through his Green Magic series. But yeah, he has a lot of stuff that's phenomenal. I gotta say, man, Leonard's definitely one of my favorites in terms of also the way he produces his stuff. So he, you know, has this sort of controlled chaos. And it's funny because you start his performances with sort of more refined actions, and then the more it goes along, the more chaotic it gets, and everything's controlled 100% of the time, which is the part that I don't think anybody could do. Okay, there's a super chat. There's a super chat Reed Nussbaum says Jabrizi not voting. Says he's Salvador Dali. What? Reed, thank you for the hot dono there. The hot, what is that? 4 Diet Cokes. Is that the trick or treat video? That's the recording, man. That's a hot recording. I gotta say, Butcher. I enjoyed the production of that video, and the breathing really adds to it. I really did like it. I don't know what that is, honestly. I don't know what that is, but I do like the quality of that particular video. But is that honestly what Jabrizi's saying now? Is that what he's saying now? I feel like I need to fight that guy, man. I need to fight Jabrizis. Be my daddy? Be my daddy? That's kind of an odd thing. I has chickpeas. I'm trying to think of another Leonard Green move. He has that. I mean, that false cut, which is great. I really do enjoy that one that he does. There's another one. God, damn it. I'm just trying to think of that. Can you go over that Takashi steal? I don't feel comfortable going over that steal, man. I gotta tell you. I mean, I'll do it from this awful angle, but I just don't, because it's not my move. It's not mine to show. I mean, obviously, this is the worst angle for it, so you can kind of see what's going on. But the move is based on this rear palm bottom steal. So that kind of should give you an indication of that. It's based on this rear palm bottom steal that I first saw. I think it's based on this Kelly move. So this is typically this Kelly sort of replacement move, you know. And this one in particular is just you're using these fingers to squeeze that card and separate it from the deck. And just by transferring it, it just stays there. I mean, honestly, I don't know if I could consider that to be self-working because you are squeezing with these 2 fingers, but it just stays there. And it's in the perfect position for palm. So that's kind of a good thing. I like that. And especially as a control. As a control, that also works great. You know, you could do it from that side. Face reveal soon. Should I wear it or put a whole head on Pike? God damn it. Let me see what the poem is. Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me someone good to eat. God fucking damn it. I like this one. Benjamin Bathurst. And it says skull. Very edgy. Very, very edgy. I left a comment there. Cardistry King is definitely one of my favorite videos. Cardistry King. I did enjoy this.
I'm a bitch.
I enjoyed that. That video, I need to rewatch that one. This Paul Weatherby one is phenomenal. The Sweet Dreamly, Butcher the Pig. Let me see if I can play some audio. There's some Morse code.
Am I fucking retarded? Yes. The answer is yes.
You know, the more I watch this video, the more I like it. Phenomenal. What an amazing video. I gotta say, props on you, man. If I die, if you kill me, Butcher, I gotta say, man, phenomenal. Top shot's another one. I do it with the ring finger, though. I learned how to do it with my ring finger. Mind you, I can't do it now, apparently. When the pressure's on, I can't do it. No, but I for some odd reason, I think I've mentioned this before, but I was learning the Cardini change, right? I was learning the Cardini change, and that really fucked up me learning the top shot, because whenever I try to do it with my pinky, I underdo it. So I just learned to do it with my ring finger. But then even then, I'm gonna stand up. Let me see if I can do this standing up. God damn it. If you see my position right now, you would wonder, you would not fucking complain, or not wonder about why I'm complaining about back pains. There you go. I don't know why that took so long. I use all the fingers except the index finger for maximum speed. If you use the fucking index, how do you, that would be boss. I mean, you could just do this one. There's a shortcut. That's a shortcut. You just squeeze the deck until all the cards come out, and then you catch one. You catch one, and then that's kind of your little out, right? I use all 2 of my fingers. Because God damn it, Butcher. You can't be funnier than me, man. Where's Brian? Where's Brian when you need him? Do these cards even fare well? Yeah, they fare pretty well. Let me see if I can do this little bit of a false shuffle here. Oh, snap. No. Okay. Stop. There's another one. I could do it. I could do it, I promise. I could do this. It's like a false. If you squeeze on the right. Well, this is like the double bridge, right? You could do a double one. But then you could also use that as a false shuffle. I just can't do it because I probably have some sort of a complex. I have some sort of complex, but you could use this as a false piece. You see they strip. See they strip. Did you teach that color changing back sequence with the bicycle cards changing to the wonder cards? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Honestly, I don't think I did on anywhere. I did teach something. That was something very similar. Now that you remind me that I taught on Patreon. Off the bed, I have to be up in 5 hours. Night Pigas. You could say Pigas, right? Yeah, that's allowed. Hey Sima, thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I'm gonna call it in 20 minutes. But it's good night, Mr. S. You got a good night from Butcher. Interesting. Also interesting that maybe there's some working there. Maybe Butcher and Sima know each other more than they seem to give up. Is Pigcake putting the puzzle together? Huh? Is this the final puzzle that Pigcake has to prolifically procure? I think I'm going to pontificate on this one. Almost off work and you're going to end it. Almost a 3-hour stream. Yeah, what a long piss, dude. It's definitely a long piss. Well, I wanted to do a call-in stream, but that became kind of a shitty thing. Can I even... man, now you got me trying to do these. The final puzzle will reveal Butcher is Jay Sankey. Wouldn't that be great if Butcher the Pig is Jay Sankey? Is Jayford Sankey himself? Jay Sankey with his tattoos. He's got the... Wouldn't that be a... That would be a riot. I doubt it. Do call in Sunday. Depends, man. I need to sort my internet. And I don't think I'm going to be here Sunday. I think I'm going to be here on Sunday. Butcher's Pigcake anyways, except for chats where random Mexican is employed to impersonate Pigcake. Nice. Nice. I'm glad you are from the area where everyone's Mexican. Sam, good night. Says he enjoyed the stream. Well, I enjoyed you being part of the stream. Daniel Madison. I like Daniel Madison. I feel like Daniel Madison is a misunderstood creature. He's like a little you give like a little like you give it like some snacks and you're like, hey Daniel, get over here. That's how I feel about Daniel Madison. I love Butcher with the what do you call this, with the sort of cryptic messages there. I wonder what happens if I mix a blue Memento Mori with a blue Tally Ho. What's gonna happen? Is that perfect? Did I get it pretty much? No, I didn't. I'm gonna try that again. Figgity fucked up. That's what happens when you take a bunch of cough syrup before you do a stream. There you go. Look at that heat, boy. Look at that heat, son. And now they separated because my mom hates me. Look at that. What happens when you mix both of these up? You got a super deck. I'm not going to do that, though, because I don't think the world's ready for that. These are nice as shit. People misunderstand. Oh, damn, dude. That was fucking tremendous. Is that he's not the image he's portraying. I feel like he's exactly the image he's portraying. No, I'm sure, yeah. I don't know. I don't know enough about Daniel to make a claim, but I have to say, man, if he's not a character, Daniel Madison might be the greatest person of all time. Daniel Madison might be the next president of Brexit. I'm going viral on Twitter, by the way. Are you? What did you post? Did you post something about the Republicans taking the Senate and the Democrats taking the House? Is that what you voted on? or you tweeted on. You know what these remind me? These remind me of that fucking amazing trick. The fucking time machine shit. That's one of my favorite fucking tricks. Where you say every deck has a time machine. See here I have the ace of spades. I'll put that here. And we're gonna use another card. We're gonna use the two of hearts, because if we take the 2 and put it where the ace of spades was a moment ago, we go back in time to where the ace was in the middle and the 2 was on to just. That's one of my favorite things to do. I like that, just because I don't know why this deck reminds me of that. Maybe it's because I learned that trick with this deck, but I do like that. He's like me, exactly who I portray myself. Yeah, you're right, man. A butcher, a pig. Sorry, a butcher of the pig. A fuck boy who likes the weed, likes the marijuana, because you're from California. I'm putting the pieces together. Somehow a package was sent from Florida. There's only one guy that I know from northern Florida. The connections. The connections. What happens when you mess up? when you mess up a trick? Depends, man. Depends on the trick. Funny enough, I did have something on Patreon, shilling my patron. I did have that, I think, talking about what happens when things go wrong. But honestly, it depends on the situation, man. If it's a situation that you can't rectify, if somehow you end up producing, you know, let's say I do one of these and I think the aces are on top. I do this 3-second wonder trick by Gary Roulette, which obviously I butchered, and the aces don't come up. What can I do? The aces didn't come up. Right? Make a joke about it. Carry on. You're gonna live. You are going to live. I think the only situation that magicians should be worried about is when they are doing a card trick and there's a madman with a gun aimed right at his head, right at your head rather, sorry. And he says, hey, if you fuck up this next trick, I'm gonna blast you. I'm gonna blast you into next life. I think that's the scenario that magicians think they're in, and the reason they don't want to mess up any trick. But I think failure is fun, man. I think messing up a trick is fun. Original Memento Moris are such better than these blue ones. Are they? These are the originals. These are the originals. Are you saying that there are originals to this? No, there aren't. See, this says Memento Mori. What are you talking about? Memento Mori, Murphy's. These are the originals. There aren't originals. These are originals. See, look at that. It comes in a box. The box feels like there's like rivets on it. There's like little, you know, it's kind of a good feel. Good feel on that, right? Do you know if there's ever, hold up, there's something here. Do you know there's even a rather old book that solely focuses on handling hecklers during performing card tricks? That's a niche book if I've ever heard one. Isn't that the I know that there's a section in the Guide to Magic or the Handbook to Magic, one of those older books. These are the second ones? No, they're not, dude. They're the originals. Look right here. It says Murphy's Magic, blue, right? It says Memento Mori. These are. Am I missing something? There are. Let's see. Oh, I know what the Jokers. Yeah, they have the. These are. I don't know. You guys are trolling me here, man. You guys are. Oh, it's a whole book. Okay. You guys are trolling me here, dude. These are the originals. Ah, you guys. Come on. You guys are trolling here. He made a whole video? No. What? Huh? He made a... I didn't know he made a video on these. That's crazy. How long am I going to drag this out before people realize that I'm trolling? And that I'm aware of the situation? And that I'm using the blue ones to trigger people that are too involved in this situation? Am I saying too much? Are they? Are these the blue ones? I don't know if these are the... Oh, shucks. I don't know how long I have to hold it up. I want to see if I can hold it up for another 4 hours. Just like, are these No, they're not. Are these the originals? Are they the originals? I don't actually have the originals, by the way. I don't own them. I would like them. They're nice. They look nice. I remember seeing them when they first came out, and I liked them. But these are you got me. But I like these. I like these. They're not bad, honestly. I know that there's a lot of animosity between them, but as a deck, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. I think the originals look great. I think these look great. I think the new ones also look great. But I think too many people buy into an issue that's not theirs. You know, honestly, I think that's an issue between Murphy's and Ramy. So if that's an issue with them, that's it. You know, I think you should judge it based on whether or not you think that it's same thing that Ramsey said. If you like the deck, get the deck. If you like his deck, get his deck. But just know that you're not supporting him getting this one in particular. You know, so that's I think where it ended. But people kind of take it and they argue these points, and I've seen all these videos and all these fucking comments on these videos of people that are like, you know, those are fake cards. I'm like, they're not fake cards. They're real cards, but they're just. There's a little bit of controversy, but I think that the controversy is really bigger than people make it out to be. Do you collect cards? You know, I'm blessed. I gotta say, I know that that's not a term that I use often, but before I started the channel, I had a little bit of a collection, nothing too big. And then ever since I've done the channel, you know, people have just reached out, they've sent decks, and I'm always eternally grateful when people send stuff out like that. So I'm just kind of like, you know, kind of ecstatic about that, I guess, in a way. I kind of don't have a term for that, but I'm grateful that people have sent out these cards. Do a trick with the crooked deck. That's in where's the crooked deck? It's in, you know what, funny enough, there's a box, meat blanket, if you're still around. Your box is right there. Your box is right there. And inside of that box is another box with a crooked deck inside. But I'm not about to grab that because you see, it's in front of the camera. Shiza. When is the giveaway winner announced? Well, the giveaway's for this deck. And it is what do you call this? I think Saturday or Sunday. I'm not going to be here in the city, but I still intend to make a video. I want to see if I could try to make a video the days that I'm not going to be here. So that video will probably be announcing this. I have a video coming out tomorrow, which is going to announce a little bit of heat. And I should have, I think maybe Saturday, I'm thinking of uploading an older video. That's a coin trick that's been like just hiding there for forever. And I really liked that trick. And I haven't put it up. I'm surprised. So I might put that one up. But I'll probably end up announcing the winner in that the comment section of that video or in the description. So we shall see. We shall see. Butcher's meat blanket. This is a total. No, man. That's not what I'm. Because meat blanket sent the package. And it's there. And then inside of that package is another package, which is Butcher's pack. But now that I think about it, meat blanket, meat, butcher's meat. If I only knew somebody that worked at a meat department. I don't know a lot of people that work at the meat department at places, man. You know, butchers are like an antiquated, you know, it's like an antiquated job. They don't get enough love anymore. But luckily, some places do have butchers, you know, and people that work in the meat departments. I mean, I would say that it's like a meat butcher. You know, I also wish that there was some sort of creepypasta channel that I could look at, like a creepypasta channel that I could look at. I work at Taco Bell. Yo, dude, I need to hit up Taco Bell, man. They have that sour apple. I've tried that. Pigcake possesses the most extensive lexicon of any card conjurer. I think it comes from the gig I did teaching. That's where it comes. From. Hey boy, answer my stupid question. Hold up, there's something here. Explain yourself? Explain myself. I don't know what to explain. The people that know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. And I think one of them is Butcher. But he seems to be Too busy. I was trying to think of an extraordinarily long word to use that, but I couldn't think of one. There's a word, highfalutin. That's the word. That's the word that describes what I'm doing. Do you want any more secret Taco Bell recipes? God damn it. That video was amazing. That video was amazing. Higher. What's your question, man? You can copy and paste it. You can copy and paste it, dude. You know, I would like to know the... I remember when I was younger, people were always talking about, oh, look at this. I have a deck down here. I have the House of the Rising Spade. But I remember when I was younger, I was always curious as to the secret sauce for McDonald's, the Big Mac. And then as I got older, I'm like, this is relish and sour. This is relish and Thousand Island. This is the other deck that I have apparently at my feet because they fell down. I thought you might kill yourself after your package. Is there another package? I hope there isn't another package. Okay, but you're referring to the older package, Butcher. Man, I love Baja Blast. But yeah, as I got older, I realized it was relish and Thousand Island. But listen, Taco Bell's selling right now that sour apple, which I might just get. I feel like I need to get that sour apple. As a matter of fact, let me see this. Suno, Numo, now Ryko, Microscopic, like, yeah, I'm not even allowed to say that. What's that mean, man? What's that mean? Is there any replacement for the last phase of Men on the Ninth Floor? If you're gonna, I don't know if you're alluding to the Instagram video that I made, but there is, that's one way of doing it. One of the earlier Instagram videos that I posted is of a variation of Men on the Ninth Floor. But instead of doing it where the aces pop up at the end, it does it where there is an inversion, right? And then there's another one that's a color changing deck idea with the same idea of Men on the Ninth Floor. But I do like that. I do like the twist at the end that it's the aces and that they end up, you know, kind of producing themselves. And magicians love that sort of shit. Keep skipping my word. I don't know if it's that. I know that Google's been censoring some comments. I think that they're censoring some comments. So yeah, I think if you might curse, even though someone said cunt recently. Somebody said cunt recently. What's a trick that you used to like doing, but now you hate it? Two-card Monty. Two-card Monty definitely is one. 1000% two-card Monty. I feel like that's one. I'm late. What's going on? I don't know. I've been chatting up about stuff. I wanted to do another live stream where people called in, but unfortunately, guess what? The Comcast is an internet provider here in the States, and they apparently don't like the work, so my internet was crapping out, so I had to do a little bit of a remedial stream here. You posted an all caps F word on Xavier Spade video about a card vanish. That's where I discovered you, and I've been curious about it. What are you talking about? Which one? Love your stuff. Thank you, Phoebe. Is that how you pronounce that? Phoebe. A funny thing is Men on the Ninth Floor also mentioned in a movie, Dante's Inferno, the lava movie with Pierce Brosnan. Men on the Ninth Floor, nobody's figured out why that name exists. Men on the Ninth Floor is kind of a weird, obscure name, but it's based on something in like a historical case, I guess. Oh, dude does a lateral palm. And your comment was a top comment. Okay. New to Magic? How'd you discover my channel, Phoebe? I'll call you Phoebes. How's that? Yeah, I think it was based on that thing. Based on that one. I think it was based on that one. Or, I don't know if you're talking about this one. That thing. Right? Or you're talking about that particular vanish. Where he does it from the back, it looks like hot shit, but from the front, trust me, it looks really good. I think you're talking about that one in particular. Yeah. That's kind of nuts. Popped up one day. You know, that kind of scares me. That kind of scares me. Might have somebody that I don't want to follow me or find me. So that kind of scares me that my stuff pops up. Now I remember I've had maybe one other person find me that knows me in person by recognizing these right here. You see, they recognize these. They recognize these puppies right here, and they also recognize my very obvious accent. How long do decks last, dude? I beat them up, man. Look at this one. This one is this deck. Look at the condition of this. And I'm still not even close to finishing up with these. These are awful right now. Yeah, I until they're like moist, I'll stop using them. I'll stop using them when they're moist. Let me see if I could do one of these with these. Look at that. They still... I live in Chicago, so we're in the same time zone here. We're in the same time zone. That's the Jabrizi time, man. You're on Jabrizi's area. That's kind of dope. Maybe you get more recommended his videos because you're in the same area. The Masadu dude hit me up and said, what? I revealed his method. It's the linking rings. Really? Are they different or are they I also thought the Masato rings were a little bit different. Is he good? No. He's a running joke in the magic community. Jabrizi is a running joke in the magic community. That's why anytime you hear somebody, you know, talk about Jabrizi, but he's from Chicago. But hold up. So yeah, really, the guy told you to take it down. But from my understanding, I thought the Masato rings were just smaller rings, but it's the same thing. They're just smaller. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. I might be a little bit iffy on that. I might be a little bit what do you call this? Retarded. It's his own routine. Okay, so yeah, so he has his own routine for that particular move, but I gotta say, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, man. I think people know this, man. People know the linking ring, so if people are telling you to take them down, unless you explicitly revealed his method and his handling of it, then I don't know. But if he reached out to you, then probably he feels like you revealed enough to kind of, you know, show his method. So yeah, dude. What do I feel about Piff? I like Piff. He had one, I think his name is James Vander something. Vander something, fuck. Vanderpeek. I think it might be James Vanderpeek or something like that. But he had a DVD when he was not in costume that he had some great routines there a long time ago. I'm trying to remember what the name of it was, but he has some great work, man. He's a phenomenal magician. And he kind of embraced that character, man. He really took that character and just shot it out. So Satchel, I'm a girl, lol. Oh, that's funny. I had, you know, James Vanderbilt. Is that what it is? In terms of females watching my stuff, it's a 4% demographic, man. You guys have a strong demo here. A strong 4%. I think that's high for a magic channel. That's pretty high. It might be my my incredible wit. It might be my my short stature. Strong 4%. That's a joke. Do you have Rip and Dip X Fontaine cards? No, man. I haven't surpassed that level of virginity yet. Again, 17. I'm a level 17. I think I need to reach higher peaks of virginity in order to hit that. What's the problem nowadays? Creators releasing one-trick DVDs that are based on common principles but pretending that it's their own. Yeah, I do agree with that. It's definitely... You're short by. You could kind of tell from the videos, man. You could tell from the videos. I'm fairly short. I blame my mom. My mom was like 4'9" and like 4'10". She was... no, okay, I'm sorry. She was 4... She is. She's not dead yet. She's a wonderful man. But she is 4, like 10, 210. That's what I meant to say. She's a little meatball. So I blame her. And my dad, I don't know what he was because I have a father. I have a father, so I don't know how tall my dad is. So that kind of tells you. An indicational. But hold on, there was something here. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I feel like a lot of people tend to take credit for things that have been around for years and years and years, and then defend it adamantly. I think that's very little that anybody can bring to the picture now, in terms of magic. And if you think that you've created something that's new, it's probably been around older than you think. There are some things, some people that innovate, honestly, but it's very rare, very few and far between. But I think it's an ego problem. It's definitely an ego problem. I remember reading up on Reddit, the magic forum on Reddit, and someone asked, what is the greatest problem with magic? And I said, ego. And I think that that's an honest answer, because people are kind of, magicians are losers. Let's be honest. Magicians typically are on the lower rung of the societal scale, right? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. You're just an outcast, and you're trying to find a means, right? You're trying to find some sort of conduit for you to be able to socially interact, right? That's how typically people get into magic, and it's usually the younger crowd. Again, there's an exception to absolutely everything, but I gotta say, it's ego. I think ego is a huge problem in magic, because these people tend to grow up and they have this false sense of entitlement, and they have this false sense of stature and superiority because of the reactions that they're able to garner. And with the things you learn with magic, you learn basic psychology, you learn basic social skills, you learn basic, people skills, and you kind of overestimate those skills, and that develops into an ego. And that ego is, I think, the problem that most magicians, not all, but most magicians tend to have. And I think, what's that adage? Never meet your hero, because you're going to be disappointed. I feel like that rings true. I feel like that definitely rings true. I already have that tattoo. Yeah, I do. I have my dad tattooed right here. You see that? You see that? You see that? Yeah, that's my dad's tat. His name written all over my hand. Did you see the SNL skit about dating magicians from years ago? Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Had a nice hearty laugh. But you notice, okay, so what tends to happen is that you see this, and it's kind of funny. When you see magicians perform, especially if you know them, look at the way, it's from 3 weeks ago. Okay. It's funny enough, it's probably the same as the older one that they had. Probably. Showing you that, again, originality is not just in magic, it's in comedy, it's everywhere. Art. But what I was mentioning is that it's funny when you see a magician, because if you know him or her and you see them perform, it's kind of a weird sort of a huge difference, and it's just funny to see that performer mode and talking mode. And when they get combined, it's the most cringy thing, typically, because then you might have somebody that plays up. I remember seeing years ago, there was this show that they did. It wasn't Candid Camera. It wasn't Cheaters. It was one of those shows. It was one of those shows about, I think it was a speed dating show. And this girl was speed dating this magician. And, for the first 10 minutes, they have conversation. And, it's normal. It's relatively normal. And then the question comes up, oh, what do you do? She says whatever she does. He says, oh, I'm a magician. And then she goes, oh, that's cool. How does that work? I was, oh, I do gigs. I do walk around and all that stuff. And very, very amicable conversation. And then she goes, hey, how about you show me something? And then the guy takes out a dollar bill, right? And he goes, all right, well, here's a dollar bill. And I want you to verify that it's the same on both sides. And then he gets into this performer mode, and it's the cringiest shit. Because you just had 15 minutes where you were a human being. And then now you turn into this fucking, you puff your chest up. You puff your fucking chest up and stick your ass out like a duck, and you start doing your shit. I think that's kind of an interesting thing to observe in magicians. But I remember seeing that. I think she called him out on it. She's like, what is this? What are you doing? Like, what are you? You're a different person now when you do magic? Is that fucking the way it works? But that's just a little interesting thing. I don't know what got me on that tangent, but like a beautiful peacock, like a fucking Harry Anderson had a great line. Harry Anderson had a wonderful line in his last Pigment Magic lecture. Was only and last. Rip in peace. where he's like, you gotta just hold your hand and stick your ass out like a peacock. I forgot what he was referring to, but he's phenomenal. I have a friend who's in constant performance mode. That has to be exhausting. That has to be exhausting. I met Ziggler and I was so stoked to meet him, but he didn't care about me. Kind of reminds me of how Sankey treats you. That you idolize somebody for a long time, and then they block you on Twitter. All because I said I want to fist fight him. Come on. It's all friendly. It's all friendly, Jay. I love Jay. I'm a huge fan of Jay. I love all the Canadian magicians are great, man. The Canadian magicians are phenomenal. You got Richard Sanders. He's one of my favorites. David Acker. Gary Roulette, unfortunately passed away in 1999. Jay Sankey. I'm trying to think of other magicians. They have that whole Cameron Academy. Ramsey, if you want to say him. But in terms of like older creators of magic and stuff, Canada's come out with a lot of great magicians. I'm trying to think of another one. I think Farquhar might be Canadian, if I'm not mistaken. No, you know, I think he's American. No, he's Canadian. He's Canadian. His last video asked us to comment if we had one memory, what it would be. I said memory of when he blocked you on Twitter. Damn, dude. Damn, that's fucked. You know what? I'm glad that I got the Ham fam supporting me. I'm glad I got the support of the Ham fam. I was thinking of this, by the way, the other day. This is kind of something similar that I posted on Twitter. Sorry, on Instagram. But I was thinking of doing this sort of bit. I'll just riff with you guys here. I hope I have all the aces. You see the condition of these cards, by the way. It's absolutely abysmal. But what I was thinking of is doing one of these sort of bits. Right, one of these sort of bits where you show all the cards, you know, the frustration count. But if you want, you could add your virginity level to the max. But what I was thinking of doing was somehow, and I know I put something like this on Instagram, but I want a practical way of doing it, of letting this card drop, right? So this, you hold the cards like this, you let it drop as you kind of do a little bit of one of these actions. So it kind of has that effect, you know? And if you catch it here, you have this wonderful color change of the ace, and then this ace could go underneath this card, right? So that now you could turn these cards over and show them to be aces. That's kind of what I was thinking of the other day. So it was one of those bits where you show the bottom card, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking of here. But to get to this position is kind of an awkward and unnatural thing to do. And then to do that, it's kind of odd. Kind of odd. So I don't know. I had to workshop that a little bit. Was the one on Instagram double faced? No, man. No, it wasn't double faced. I just did something extra to the card. Took me a bunch of takes, but I did it. Mama, I did it. I peed by myself. There's another one I like. That one. Right, where you apparently show. There's this dude named Randall, Chris Randall, I think, and he had this wonderful trick back in the day that he produces. He produces the jokers and then he changes them into aces. But one of the things that I liked is this notion of changing these jokers, these supposed 4 jokers, one at a time into the aces. So one of the ideas that I came up with was you show 2 jokers. So here you show 1 joker and then the other joker, and then you could change one of them into an ace, right? That's one of the little bits there. The rest of the routine is kind of like pending, but you know, it's just based on color changes. It's just based on color changes of that, but I'm still working on that sort of little thing. Tips on the pass. I saw your really old video, super hard. Yeah, I need to have an update video on the pass. That video, not only am I using garbage cards, absolutely garbage cards, but I remember that I really didn't, I did it in like relatively little takes. So I have to do a re-update video on the pass. And then, you know, I feel apprehensive though, because you see other people do the pass on YouTube and then teach it. And especially X, that he has this project, Xavier Spade, that he has this project on a pass. I'm like, yeah, mine looks like shit. Mine looks like hot absolute shit. The Smoky Mountain cards, man. That's what's up. When you do the past video, can you show from the front view? Nobody ever shows it from the front. You know, I'll probably have 3 different angles. I'll probably have top down, crotch shot. So you see from what my crotch sees. And then I'll have one of these, like a slider. Well, that's doing this. Paul Wilson did invent the pass. Paul Wilson did invent the pass. He invented the I was about to make a, I couldn't make a, my wits past 12 is abysmal. You found one by Sankey. I think he's teaching what, the jiggle pass, maybe? If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the pass that he traditionally did. Or the sleeves up pass. That's another great one by Sankey. I'm sure it's based on some older stuff, but he has a great one where he covers the action by saying, look, nothing up his sleeves. And that's how he covers the action of the pass. I think it's called the sleeves up pass by Jay Sankey. You recently saw a Steve Valentine. Steve Valentine is kind of that weird sort of magician that I compare him to Rick Springfield in that he's a successful actor and yet he's still a magician. Like this guy, what do you call this? Rick Springfield is a singer and then he's also a very, very successful actor. So that's kind of where I compare him to. For some odd reason, Steve Valentine gives me some mad Rick Springfield vibes. Pandrea's jiggle pass is solid. Yeah, he's kind of a beast when it comes to those. I don't understand what man, how does he, every picture he posts is from like a different country. I don't know how he affords that. I feel like maybe it's a green screen. It has to be some sort of green screen, or maybe all the knocks paid off. The classic one with a bit of a riffle. Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about. But Sankey has kind of a couple of different takes in the past. Greg Wilson is another good one. When it comes to pass work. But I mean, there's a couple that I like. I just like doing a good dribble and then a good standard. Like if I can't do it now because obviously this is like if you see the situation right now, this hand, there's a cable here and then my hand is resting on a tripod. Let me actually take this out so you see what I'm really dealing with. There's a wide angle lens. That's what I'm dealing with. This is the wide angle lens makes it look like it's way better than it is. But let me put this bitch on. Oh, here we go. Got him. See, there you go. Look at this. Look at the heat here. Treat your spectators right is a great one, Stefan. Is that one of the old Piggy videos? Is that one of the old Pigga videos? I can't do the dribble. I just do a 180 rotation after doing it. Are you talking about dribble? Like you can't do a dribble without doing one of these? Is that what you're talking about, maybe? I don't know, maybe. That's really one of the major questions. It might be drugs. Sells a lot of drugs. I think that's it. I think I'm going to call this a stream. It's 12:18. I said I was going to end this at 12. Well, after the pass. Okay. I said I was going to end this at 12. Look out for a video tomorrow. Exactly 10 hours from now. There's going to be a hot video. I named them, just before I leave, I named them really dumb titles. By the way, no! I named them really dumb titles on the actual file names. The Evan Aaron one when he threw up. That's a classic. I got to link that. I'm going to link that before I go here. Let me see. Evan era Pigcake. I wonder if there's another channel called Pigcake, right? Let's see. Oh wow, okay, no, I think it's key to card. Key to coin. Trick. Pigcake. Yep, that's it. Let me share this shit here. Share a link, copy. This is astonishing that I have to do this. Pigcake is a fan fiction of you and Gentleman Wake. I wish, man, he's hot. Oh, Pigcake. Okay, never mind.
Wake, I wish, man.
Did I say Meng? Did I just say Meng now that I heard myself? Okay, so let me paste this. If it lets me. But that's a classic. That's a classic. And with that, I think I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna end this here, dude. Y'all are the best for joining. Thank you guys for sticking around and just hear a grown man wrangle some tarts for a little bit. 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's been kind of a hot stream. Expect a video. I'm gonna go figure out different ways to TikTok on the clock with my cock. That's what I'm gonna do. TikTok on my cock.